never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it.
Where's my glow sticks?
I never miss that stack, taking big swings, hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing.
My mojo's jamming.
Like memories after death, to be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm
everything I wear looks
I'd
like
rather
shit.
read than be led. I'll feel the seeds as they spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
That's right, everybody. It is late night culture time with my friend. To start with, we've got several folks that are probably maybe going to make an appearance, but we'll start out the show with myself and the master of ceremonies himself, Mr. Tom Connors of Midnight's Edge, Midnight's Edge After Dark, Midnight's Edge Archives, Midnight's Edge Espanol, and Mead Radio.
Yeah, that's true. You are correct, sir.
Well, thank you. Thank you. How are you doing tonight, Tom? You good?
I'm doing all right. I just finished editing a video. We slapped her up on the YouTubes.
Ooh. I have to say, I learned a lot. You know what? That's one of the coolest things that Andre does is like the education plus the review. It was amazing. Well done. Nice breakdown. You did a good job.
I mean, it was less of a review and more of a historical thing, but yeah, like I learned a lot about a movie I haven't seen.
I can't. I was supposed to see it yesterday. Didn't actually make it there. Other things came up. So I'm like bound to see it tomorrow if I can, because I'm not going to have a lot of extra time the rest of the week. I got lots of obligations between real life and the tube and stuff that the boss wants me to do. I'm kind of a busy dude. I know you're busy too. You're constantly working if you're not occasionally sleeping.
There is that.
Yeah, we have some folks that are hanging out with us. Of course, we got Jack Lumen. We've got Mayor McCheese, also known as Matt G. We've got our buddy Deleted Scenes in the chat. What's going on there, Steven? Grumpy Old Ninja Kentaro OA. Great to see you. Look like Tim Hayes is here as well. And so many others, including Sci-Fi For Me TV. Good to see you. Sean Stackhouse, great to see you, bud. Haven't seen you in a minute. Got Eldritch Lord Haster, who got a thrill and a kick out of watching your promotion for Netflix. I'm very stoked about that. Got HVP in the house, the ever lovely Lorena Creole, who she never stops working either. She's editing a video, probably listening to us right now. And we had a great show. Welcome to Florida. If you didn't catch that, go check out the replay, tomorrow, later tonight, whatever. It's a good show. Appreciate all of you. Of course, the boss was here in the chat earlier saying hi to everybody. Probably still lurking out there now. Got Dr. Dragon here with us. And of course, the ever talented Eric K. Thank you for being here, my friend, and editing for everybody. Aluvri Annie Makara is appreciative for having us here this evening. Cosmic Squirrel is checking in from the cosmos. We've got Shorty Short out there with the cool avatar. DS Ford is here. Let's see who else rolled through. Real Wade is in the house. Well, Taki team lost tonight. That's a bummer. The talented Andy Masterson is here. Andy, I really want an action figure of Tom. I really do.
An action figure of me? What would I do?
Would
I have Kung Fu grip?
Yes. Love to see that.
As long as I got nunchucks. Lots of nunchucks.
Lots of them. Duck Nation is here. Says, oh, yes. Some late night culture. Well, thank you. We got the ever amazing, incredible Captain Trek here. Going to be on his show this coming week. Probably Wednesday or Thursday as my schedule permits, because it's actually in his hands because it's his show. Hopefully I can get there. Mirror Sphere's Origins hanging out with us. Looks like the book is close to done, if not already. Jun Wong is here. Great to see you, my friend. Let's see who else rolled in. We got Wolverine Schnicht is here. Let's see who else rolled in the house.
There's some snow in this house. There's some snow.
Oh, no, there isn't a snow. You know what? If he's alive, he's definitely welcome to join us this evening. I tried to create a group, and I did a very poor job this evening. We got Awesome One here. Bam Hammer in the house. Eric Winberg, good to see you, my friend. And, of course, we have Low Spec Linux Laptop with us. I have a license to use the commercial for Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah, see.
Yes, duh.
There's 6. The ever lovely.
What?
Let's see. We've got Rough Girl TV in the house. Check out Rough Girl TV, folks. That's a channel here on YouTube. She's fun. She's awesome. Cool person. Rave Girl is checking in with us as well. Great to see you, dear. Let's see. Who else is here? Release the McCracken. Let's see.
Release the penis.
Easy now. Easy.
Yeah.
We're 7.5 minutes in. You can probably say penis a couple of times. It's okay. Josiah Fitch is in the house with the coolest picture ever on the internet. Of course, we've got Dragon Master 360 here. Just another red shirt. Man, I'm just going through saying hi to people. I can't believe how many folks are hanging out with us, Tom. It's amazing. Got Eternal Vigilance out there. Hamdinger is excited that Tom is here.
Hey.
You are here. Hammeroid Hurts. Just put in 5 hours of Warzone to reach level 720. Hokey.
That's why you have hemorrhoids.
Yeesh. Ready for a break with culture. Yeah. Wow. Whew. Sitting that long is a rough go. Tom does it all the time, though. How do you do?
And I have horrible hemorrhoids.
I did not want to know that.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. Rogue Disney is here.
I asked you to rub them for me the other day, and you're like, fine, just don't tell him. Oh, sorry.
Quicksand Kickstand is in the house. Orale pendejos on pendejas. Y pendejas, exactly. Rob Altus is here. What's up, my friend? E. Clay Thomason. Dang, everybody is streaming on Sunday night now. Well, no, just me.
According to Rob Altus, the only good human is a dead human.
Not wrong.
Strong together.
Yeah. And DJ Extraordinaire. Indeed, Andy Masterson. You know what? Spin in those discs. I would love to do that. Slapped a video like Amber slapped Johnny. Yeah. You slapped one together today. It was beautiful.
Well, Andre did help quite a bit, but yeah.
Well, all right. Rogue Disney liked The Northman. A lot of people have. Yeah, and it is that's a weird story. We're going to get into it a little bit later. But you got a few things to talk about. Let's see. Fizz Chozo's out there in the chat. Hot Coffee. That is a cool name. I love that. That's a cool name. I'm digging it.
Simple.
We got Hunch the Dirty Roofer hanging out with us, of course. Let's see. I think I already said hi to DS Ford. Rolling through. I don't want to miss anybody. You know how that is? I mean, we've got John Parson here. Great to see you, my friend. There he is. There's the Dubby. If you want to drop the love on some cotton there, Tom, that would be wonderful. And Tom Servo is here.
Culture out of cotton from what I've heard. But
what now?
Said it doesn't come out from cotton, from what I've heard. But
that's not what I meant. All right. That was code for send him the link. Anyway. Man, it's just awful. Of course, we got a $1.99 super chat from our friend Shorty Short. Says, hope y'all had a good weekend so far. My weekend has been extraordinary. Many things accomplished, many more to be pursued, but there's another weekend ahead for those things. So I love it. I love it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the intro. I know there are some people here that are not fans of club music. You might appreciate the outro. Okay, sorry.
Where's my glow stick?
I don't know. We got Morgan King in the house hanging out with us today. Tina, the ever lovely Tina BB is here as well. Let's see who else is here. Oh, Martin Vasquez is here. Great to see you, my friend. Early mornings indeed for half the country and other places around the world. Yeah, I know my emails are fine. Thanks for figuring it out. Monkey Jeebus is out there. Monkey Jeebus is out there a lot. Appreciate your support, my friend. Let's see who popped in and through. I said hi to you, Fizz. Let's see who else. Oh, Midnight Mike is here. Great to see you, my friend. Rave Girl sent another $1.99. Says, hi all. I was on my way to bed. I'm up now. They'll chat. Well, thank you for that. We appreciate you being here. We're gonna cover some stuff. How about we cover some stuff? Tom, where do you want to start? You want to talk some Netflix?
I don't care.
Oh, well, let's talk some
whatever floats your boat or tickles your fancy.
I don't have a fancy or a boat. Well, I mean, I'm pretty fancy, but I don't have.
I'm pretty sure you have a fancy.
Yeah, well, they're culture boss, but yeah. Darius Munchausen, look at all these great humans. I feel blessed. Thank you all, 64 of you in the chat, and many more on the way. We got Terry Rose saying hello, nighttime friends, common nerds here. I think I already said hi to Midnight Mike. Oh, wait. This is a good question. Can anybody tell Aluriane Makara if the Northman has a lot of CGI? She's trying to avoid that, so please help. Please help.
I haven't seen it yet.
Theliato is here saying hello. That's cool. I like that name. Never heard it before. Pretty cool. All right, let's get rolling.
I would have called it fellatio.
No, easy now. Easy. Tell you what, this is a question coming to us from the BBC. Yeah, there you go. Have we had enough Netflix? This showed up on Friday. This was the beginning of the weekend for Netflix after kind of a rough week after Tuesday, in which I predicted in the video I did Tuesday, which I actually started to record well before that, Netflix was headed towards a red wedding, which indeed they found themselves in. It was not good. It was a bloodbath. You can go back and watch that video. I have some other projections and predictions in there that might be worth your time.
Netflix, what have you done?
Exactly. Yeah, and this is despite having some good content, like of course Squid Game. But
Netflix, there is nothing on.
That's true. You remember that song 57 channels and nothing on?
I've been wanting to cancel for so long. It's a nice day for a red wedding.
Indeed. So from the article, it says trying to watch some Netflix is a more recent series all the way through. Says Paul Wiener, feels a bit like cramming frankfurters down your throat in a hot dog eating contest. Yikes. Readers outside of the U.S. may not share the American enthusiasm for competitive hot dog swallowing, but they can relate to the feeling you've all spent the last few years.
That's a little like
homoerotic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's got all the gay BCs in it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No arguments here.
It was so gay that I'm still hearing this from that sentence. I thought it sprung a leak.
Easy, Batman. All right. Well, we spent the last few years, the last especially binge watching.
Swallow that wiener.
I shouldn't have read the hot dog part. That's on me. Sorry. Anyway, back to the article. We've all spent the last 2 years indiscriminately too mesmerized to click the off button. Are we maybe just a little bit sick of it? That's the fear seizing executives in Netflix boardroom right now. Right now. George. Oh, shoot. Tom, send George the link. I'd add him to the group. We've all spent the last few years,
George has
especially
gotten a lot of links from me here.
All right. That's the fear. Wow. This is terrible. I got interrupted. Now I lost my train of thought. Let's keep going. That's the fear seizing executives in Netflix boardroom right now. That Mr. Wiener, a 20-year-old artist from Denver, Colorado. Unfortunate.
That is not a coincidence.
It's an unfortunate coincidence. Who love the streaming services first, especially watching old favorites like Star Trek and The Office, typifies a new mood that after years of skyrocketing subscriber growth, people will switch off not just their television sets, but their direct debits too. Well, let me tell you, you can find neither of those things over there any longer. I think The Office is gone, and I think most of Star Trek is gone from Netflix now.
Maybe. I'm not sure yet.
The boss is like, we haven't watched Netflix in over 6 months.
Yeah, I don't really watch it either.
Yeah,
I think Cobra Kai was like one of the last things I watched on there.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's weird. It's weird.
Wow. Mr. Wiener.
It's an unfortunate coincidence, Tom. Let's just leave it at that. We can do the juvenile stuff in a little bit. If this is late night, where are the boobs? All hail night of all hail to the night laters of Culture Casino, and all hail my brothers. Indeed, George, you're always welcome. I hope Tom sent you the link. Anyway, what was I saying? Mr. Wiener is one of. That is so unfortunate. Mr. Wiener is one of the hundreds of thousands who have already canceled, prompting a moment of high drama for the company this week as the share price plummeted and confidence in its future wobbled. Well, guess what? The future of all streaming services should be challenged. People have begun to ask whether Netflix's star as the world's largest streaming service is beginning to fade. Let me ask the guy that's completely faded, Puff. What do you think of Netflix?
Hey, welcome back to the Ords and Puff and Tom podcast.
Yeah, that's not the show, Puff. This is the late night culture stream.
Wait, you're not Ords?
I am not Ords.
Tom, is this the wrong show?
Yeah, you're like 12 hours late for that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, I better go check my clock. I'll be right back.
I think he slept a little too long.
Ooh. All right. Well, there we go. Interesting. People have begun to ask whether Netflix star as the world's largest streaming service is beginning to fade. I think that's probably true, although I think all of them are going to fade. Netflix lost some of my favorite shows, and I never know which show will disappear next, and that's the problem. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, there are people out there who have been nice enough to comb through this stuff, and I don't know where they get this info from, but they'll tell you when things are leaving and when stuff's showing up. So if you know how to use the internet, I mean, you can get past that. But no, that is a problem, right? Because that happens every time I actually finally want to watch something. It's like, I know what I want to watch, and then I'll go on and I'll be like, is it on Netflix? No. Is it on Hulu? No. Is it on Disney? No. Is it on HBO Max? No. Like, I got to go through all this bullshit. And then it's like, well, I can buy it on Vudu or Amazon, but if I'm going to buy it, I'd rather have the Blu-ray, but I don't want to wait 2 days to get the Blu-ray. I want to watch it now. I get that aspect of it too. And, it is nice and convenient to have these things on Netflix. And it used to be like almost, good 50 to 75% of what you wanted to watch used to be on Netflix. But as we've seen in the last few years with the streaming wars, they don't have the ammunition they used to.
Yeah, DS4. Let me rephrase it. We have had enough Netflix.
Well, and there's so many factors that go into this, right? Like, not so much as they've had the Cuties incident. They've had, I'm sure equally as much on the other side. They had some people, I'm sure, get rid of it over the Chappelle stuff. Not nearly as many as the other, but they've had all that stuff go on in the last year or so. Plus, they've lost a good portion of all their big movie and television deals. They're making a lot of their own stuff now. So this is a double whammy to them, right? Like this is not only getting kicked in the shins, it's getting kicked in the nuts and the shins at the same time.
And it's been happening for a while now. I mean, honestly, it's just this is the culmination of it all.
Which just tells me they've been fortifying the news, or however you want to put it, to where we didn't know about. I mean, you and I kind of predicted this was coming, and you've really been keeping up on it more so. And it really, we aren't as surprised as probably most people were when we heard that the other morning. Like you were just more or less laughing, like I fucking knew it, you know, kind of thing.
Well, and that's the truth. I mean, you know, it's like, look, I can almost predict down to exactly like when that's going to happen now, because they all are going to follow a pattern. We're going to start to see this happen. And again, if you don't have content that's diverse, if you don't have diverse content, you're going to have lots and lots of problems. Speaking of diverse, we are bringing in our Australian member here, Mr. Grant Gregory.
Hey guys, sorry about Puff, by the way.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Jolly?
Well, it snowed up, but yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
I sound just
he's
like
he must be 12 hours off or something.
Yeah, he's wrong.
Yeah, well,
he smoked a lot of like hash or something, or
he overdid it on 420, and it kind of just kept spilling
over.
Oh,
it's still spilling at 4. Well, yeah.
And it just never stopped. It's like 420 month for him.
Right.
So he's
Yeah, well, that's kind of every day for that dude, but that's cool. Midnight Mike says something that I agree with, and I think Tom might agree with. Cobra Kai is literally the only thing on Netflix that I care about.
You know, the only thing I've watched besides Cobra Kai is I've enjoyed those Korean horse things, like the there was a like a Living Dead one they did not too long ago.
Korean horror has been making a huge step up over on Netflix.
Yeah, that one and Squid Game. I enjoyed both those, but that's it. You know, there nothing else on Netflix is really titillated me, so to speak.
The article reads like the BBC trying to put out Babylon Bee articles. Yes. Because of the unfortunate.
Is the Babylon Bee still blocked on Twitter or whatever, or what?
I think until Elon Musk takes control, which is not that far away. I don't want to talk about that.
George, get your ass in here and quit sending super chats as much as Culture loves super chats.
He can send super chats, but
I sent him the link like an hour.
Send him all day.
All right. Hey, yeah, I can hear you, Grant. Good to see you.
Hey, Grant.
Yeah, something happened with my Stream Deck. I couldn't quite figure it out.
So
y'all and your fancy stuff, you make me worried about getting my own.
I hate it when I tie strings around my dick.
Yeah, it's the worst
thing. This is the thing. This is another thing that's killing them, right? Is password sharing. No, I mean, because they're telling us that 1/3 of the people that consume their content are ganking it because of password sharing. I mean, seriously, do we believe this?
Well, I've been ripping off somebody else's account for quite a while now on Netflix. It hasn't been shut off yet. We're on kind of a family
help
thing.
Them though. That's definitely not going to help them in the grand scheme of things.
It's just going to hurt. It's just going to hurt their minutes, because that's how they like to portray everything. If they're going to stop people from doing it.
Well, and that's the other problem. That's the tracking metric that they're using, which is incredibly deceptive, right? Because it used to be like a view would be watching X number of period of time of a thing. Now they just track the number of minutes, which is deceptive as all hell, in my opinion. Theolato, thank you again, my friend, for being here, says the streaming service industry is one of those that only work when the competition is between a very small number of market players. Thoughts?
I think it depends more on the size of those players. I get what he's saying here, right? And he's not totally wrong. Like, I think that we'd be happier and the services would be more healthier competition if there was only like 4 of them. Or
I agree.
5.
I agree.
But there's not. I don't see anything wrong with the more niche, smaller ones either. At the same time, that aren't really necessarily hurting anybody. And I don't mind once in a while paying. When Shudder will go up for like $5 a month for a while on Amazon, I'll sign on to it or something like that. Discovery was one of those little apps that could for a while. That kind of a thing. Sorry, you were going to say something, Snow?
I was going to say, inevitably, you would think that these smaller streams are kind of going to be absorbed by the bigger fish in the pond, and
probably.
Yeah, down the road we'll probably only have about 4 different selections, but they'll all be big package deals.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be like Amazon will have 10 different subsets of it.
See,
depending on
Amazon
what
already
country
kind of
you're in.
has that. Yeah.
they do. Yeah, they kind of aggregate over on Amazon. They were kind of aggregating elsewhere, but I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, if you look at what Amazon does with that, that's probably a model for the future. I can't see more than 4 streaming services surviving at the end of the day. I just can't see it. There's not enough
not at the
content
level
out
that
there.
Netflix does anyway.
Yeah, but if they're not sharing content back and forth or leasing it to each other or whatever, what's your incentive not to pop between services all the time?
Well, look at it this way. Okay, let's say that I'm trying to think of one of the cable networks that isn't necessarily attached to one of the big conglomerates like Discovery or anything like that. But let's just take Discovery, for instance, right? A lot of the stuff they have on there is probably stuff they already have on their channel, on their network. So I see a lot of these more niche, smaller, network-oriented streaming services sticking around. Like Grant was pointing out, you can already get a lot of them a la carte on Amazon, and that's what they'll do. And we've already seen the only reason Paramount Plus is still around is because of Amazon.
That's probably
No, I can guarantee you that they
Yeah.
actually had to admit that, because if it wasn't for them making that deal with Amazon to be a part of their service there, like when you sign up for Stars or Shudder or any of those other things on Amazon, that saved their ass.
Well, and it also saved them with Star Trek with Netflix, right?
Well,
Because
that was the thing, is Amazon already had the deal with them with Picard, and that's probably why they played so nice with them.
Right.
But Picard is not going nearly as far as STD did, because they stuck it out. Netflix did with STD for those 3 seasons, and then once that was done and their contract was up, they're like, "Peace out, we're out," and they won't cancel that for the same reason they didn't cancel Batwoman forever. But Picard, they got their 3 seasons with Amazon, and Amazon's like, "Nope, that's it." And clearly, that show cost that much or it didn't, gain that much ground, that Paramount doesn't see any reason in continuing the show, or they could, right? They could continue the show beyond that, but they're not going to. They don't have the money for that. That's the thing. And I'm surprised they're continuing with a lot of this Star Trek shit, and they're banking on so much of it, because it's not helping them at all.
There's no money in it. And you know what? All you're doing is destroying a property that it has potential value down the road. I mean, it's dumb, but I want to get to what George says for $9.99. Thanks again, George. Love you, brother. Says, what is the opposite of a shit sandwich? I mean, if the bread is actually the shit and the inside is golden? Important question. Hail. Oh my God.
I don't know.
I don't even know what the opposite of a sandwich is, to be able to answer that normally.
I don't know if there's really many things that fall into that category, though, George.
It's a shit sandwich any way you look at it. I gotta admit, Netflix losing the R-rated Marvel content to Disney Plus was a major blow to the balls. So after that, I don't know. Those are some flagship shows for them. Daredevil was probably one of the greatest Marvel series ever put out there, in my opinion. A lot of people probably agree with that. And it was kind of a sad thing to see, because everything gets Disney-fied when it goes over there. I am so much in fear of what they're going to do with Deadpool right now. Side note:
Deadpool is going to get an R rating.
God, I hope so.
It is. Jeff C said Squid Game. Yeah, that's one of the few things out there.
They don't really have anything, though, right now. That was what I was saying the other day, right? The fuck is that?
It's a Squid Game.
I didn't watch that shit.
We're gonna get shot by a bunch of Oriental people.
I thought we were like, what the fuck? I thought we were under attack or some shit. What the hell is that?
Well, if you're seeing the show, you're not too wrong.
Yeah, they're trying to
I
get
was waiting for Locust to come down from like Exorcist 2 or some shit like that. That's what I was waiting for with that music. I was like, what the
Kinda, except they're all Asian.
Yeah,
Asian
well,
Locusts?
that lovely piece was called The Pink Soldiers.
I know this much.
I got a little pink soldier.
I know that Frankie knows things. He knows this. Kind of had a feeling that Netflix was going to sour after hearing Obama. The Obamas were producing for them. LOL. Well, guess what?
Hey, that's an award-winning series you're talking about right there.
Piece of news. The Obamas are no longer on Spotify.
I heard about that. Got the boot.
Das Boot.
They support Joe Rogan, did they?
Well, I wonder, it could have something to do with our president being in like the 30-something% approval rate right now. It's just not looking too good over there on that side of the fence.
But
if you
we
know what I mean.
don't have no mean tweets.
Yeah,
Well, that's what's important. I agree.
right. We all feel more safe now in our safe spaces.
Rave Girl says something I agree with. I watch way more
Same here.
HBO Max than anything else right now.
Oh, they're
Isn't that
killing it,
amazing?
man. I
Well,
mean, they're
we don't have that here in Australia. We have it's a mixture of that Paramount Plus, and I think it's called Binge. We get all the HBO Max stuff except for the new release movies. We get those 45 days after they're released on HBO Max, but we get a mixture of 3 or 4 ones because there's a lot of the main streaming services that we're unable to get. So we get that weird, like I said, about the conglomeration of different things. Like our Amazon is a mixture of that and Hulu because we can't actually get Hulu over here.
That sounds pretty cool. I love that stuff.
But we pay through the tooth for it.
I'm
That's
sure
the
you
problem.
do. I'm sure you do. See, if we had an a la carte choice of just the shows we wanted to watch, that would make me happy. It's the same thing I asked for from cable and satellite providers, right? I only want to watch what I want to watch, and I don't want to pay for any of this other baloney sausage. Do any of you guys agree with that sentiment or no?
100% disagree.
Okay, well, very good.
Because if you only know what you want, there's so many times that I've sat and watched something that was on, whether it was a Netflix and Amazon or anything like that, that I had no idea about, that I never would have ever wanted, that I've absolutely fallen in love with. So I think having that one is definitely important. Sorry, Shane, you go.
I just tune into Drinker Recommends, and usually everything he says pretty much lines up for me. That's been my go-to.
But
Dude,
yeah,
Boss Level. I'd never even heard of that film, and that's one of my favorite films.
I know, but that was Chris. Chris Gore said the same thing. Look, between Drinker and Chris Gore, and Andre, maybe those should be the people you listen to. That should be your consumption plan.
Pretty much, yeah. And Tom here,
Yeah, well, Tom.
I got weird taste.
Yeah, you take a lot of dick punches for us, Tom, and we appreciate it.
Oh, hey now. Oh,
It's true though.
You know
Sorry.
what? Here's the thing, right? No, it's fine. It's fine.
13, right? Okay,
Hey,
okay.
I was one of the first ones to go out there and say the Batman shit.
No, yeah, and you had a negative take, and yet at the same time, Canal
I
gets
was right there with
destroyed. Canal gets destroyed for having a positive take on the Batman. I'm like, what the flip?
I attacked the trailer, and like I can't remember if I said it here or on another stream, but I said it somewhere where I was like, I am still getting nasty comments on that trailer reaction from 6 months ago or whatever it is. People are still coming back like, you were wrong on that one, weren't you? It's like, oh boy.
I don't mind that people like the film, right? I mean, look, I want everybody's opinion. As far as I'm concerned, you like something, that's great. I'm not here to yuck your yum. That is not my jam. I just want content that I want to see, right? Not everything's made for me, right? But sometimes I'm going to ask the question, and I think we all do this. Who's this made for? And when it comes to most of the stuff on Netflix, I have to say more often than not now, who's this made for?
The woke?
Maybe, but there's not that many of them. It really isn't.
I think what it is it's that old echo chamber that we're still hearing about over there in Hollywood, where they all kind of just rinse and repeat to themselves, and throw the same BS propaganda back and forth, and they actually think that's what people want and think that's what's popular because they happen to live in a really weird city,
But not only that, I mean, you're actually talking about a sentiment, right? Or showing us a sentiment that actually exists in the world right now. In fact, it exists so much as an article about it saying, had enough streaming, ? Netflix and CNN woes show viewers may be reaching their limits. I've been saying this forever. This guy down here has been saying it forever. A lot of us has been saying this for a long time. There are too many streaming services, Rob Altus is saying here.
Well, see, CNN Plus is such a joke culture because they literally all they did was bring back Don Lemon, except without a tie. That was their biggest twist. there's no new content. They're not breaking anything new. No breaking new news. I mean, nothing.
It's
It's just CNN Light or CNN, Extra. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's CNN culture influence is what it is, or what it
Mhm.
was, right? And so, lesson one: just creating a streaming channel, even one with a well-known name, is no guarantee of success. Viewers are showing their limits when it comes to paying for multiple services. Well, no kidding. Lesson two: the streaming market will continue to grow, but with so many players at this point, some will struggle to find a place with viewers. And lesson three: content is still king. To succeed, a content channel needs to retain subscribers with original, talked about, exclusive shows. Yes. That's it. I don't care what anybody else says, but Netflix losing 200,000 subscribers and then predicting they're going to lose 2 million more in the next quarter.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
I mean,
I
200K ain't such a big deal. That 2 million is what sticks out to me.
I know. And I think they're lowballing it. I really do. I think we've been sold a bill of goods for a long time. Things have been fortified. That's the new term now, right?
think we're seeing
What
it.
I said.
I think we're seeing at the beginning of the end of this culture
Renegade.
push. All this stuff happening with Disney, and the pushback on them, and DeSantis down there in Florida. The whole nation's watching that, besides Johnny Depp. But there's eyes on this that people are realizing finally that it's like, well, they're going after our kids now. Wait, what? So there's a shift happening, I believe.
I
It's
think so.
always,
We've had a lot of things in the last few weeks. It all started with the slap that heard around the world. And then having this trial go on at the same time, this Netflix deal going on at the same time, Disney in Florida going on at the same time, the bill going through, all that at the same time.
people are just standing up, right? Let's face it. The Disney thing with DeSantis and all this other stuff, people are just standing up now. It's like, you know what? You want to play politics? We'll play big boy politics. You will get no more special. Except that's not entirely true. And I have a video tomorrow that's going to talk about it. So if you guys want to check that out on the channel, Grant's probably going to start editing that this morning in his country and get that out there for the world. But I'm frustrated with all of these companies, and it's nice to see that all of them are starting to have some difficulty like everybody else in the world. But George says for $9.99 he's on his way. He's paying to tell me that he's coming. I appreciate that. Love you too, dude, very much. Man, we got great humans here.
Time.
Yeah. I actually shot an invite over to our buddy our buddy Valiant Renegade, who had this dude's cracking videos constantly. He's growing like a weed. Valiant Renegade is killing it. You guys should be checking out his channel indeed.
Yeah, I'm definitely not jealous of his success or his qualities or videos. That's for sure.
He's handsome. He's handsome.
Culture. I can't be in the presence of that guy. He's too cool.
Well, I sent him an invite, so you might have to. So, right. But look, hey, what's up, Atlantean? Miss you, dude. And here's the weird take. I don't necessarily disagree with this. There is potential for massive flame out. Do you know why? Money. People can't afford to consume all these streaming services. Hell, they might not even be able to afford consuming one.
Yeah, you're getting the pinch at the gas tank. You're getting the pinch at the grocery market. I dropped $100 just this week. Came home with 6 bags of food. It's it's just, I come looking at it like this used to be $50. I swear, it's ridiculous. Everybody's feeling it right now. It doesn't matter if you're middle class, lower class, and I'd say just about everybody except the elite. And those are the ones that are still trying to push the entertainment that we're getting, and everybody's looking at them like, "F you, buddy." We've had enough of your garbage and your preaching. We're just worried about if we're going to be able to make it to work this week.
I think most people are worried about that, right? And Theliato, yeah, I agree. Right now, the infrastructure costs, having the content out there, that people are going to be genuinely interested in. Netflix worked because they were taking other studios' material. They were getting all the content from many companies, and now they have to do all the work. And their originals are trash, like Louvrian and Macaro was saying. I mean, literally, Squid Game was not anything that they did. It's everything comes from elsewhere. And Hamdinger thinks that, Tom, you need to start a channel called Midnight's Edge Plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Culture Boss, I use CC's password. Don't tell him.
Well, I have titties.
What is his password?
Careful now.
I really like koala beards.
I knew
No
it.
spaces.
Why'd you do that? Now people are going to start doing that.
Koalas in the rain.
And here's the thing.
Coaches in the rain.
Rave
No
Girl's right.
F's given. Sorry.
Rave Girl's right. No, you're fine. Rave Girl's right. Amazon has a vast library of everybody else's stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's definitely my password.
That's the kind of password an idiot would have on his luggage.
Yeah, indeed. Actually, I think that's the default password on your
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's a
Amazing.
reference.
That's the same combination I got on my luggage.
I have to say, Peter Venkman fan site, you are one of my new favorite human beings on the planet. Just saying.
Any news what's going on with Bill Murray, speaking of Peter Venkman?
That's weird, right? So how is he getting canceled without anybody knowing anything about any of it?
Well, I heard, I don't know if it's true about his response to saying, well, it's not like I'm going to do anything. I need 2 pills just to get up of a morning.
I looked into that a little bit. I was checking out the movie and seeing who all was involved.
There's that Aziz Arizwazi. I forget the dude's name.
There's an up and coming young black actress. I've seen her in a couple things. She does more. I would say more of her culture type of style of movies. Like Pimp, and that's her repertoire, so to speak. But I don't know if there's something involved with her or not. But from what I could tell, looking through some of her stuff, she seems cool, and she seems like she's got some talent and does pretty raw comedy. So I'm hoping it's not her, but that's the only thing I could really link to anybody that could be directly connected to this, unless it's some kind of staff member.
Except that here's the thing. I mean, first of all, Bill is exactly he's a curmudgeon comedian, and he's going to hit people wrong when he's in a bad mood. Drew Barrymore actually talked about that from the Charlie's Angels stuff, because I guess, there was a lot of weird rumors around that production, but I can't see it. How would you be intimidated by that guy? But Rave Girl, I'm with you.
He's old school, and that was the thing that concerned me, was the young black actress that's in this movie is a millennial. She's born in '92 or something like that. So she's young enough where she might be from that generation now that doesn't understand old school humor, that's So and unfortunately, Bill's gonna say whatever the F he wants because he's Bill Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of saying whatever he wants. Oh,
exactly.
I got
to
go now.
Sell me a Coke. There's our man. His name's Valiant Renegade. You might have heard of him. He has a little YouTube channel. He's killing it lately. He's got a great voice and an unfortunate face. What's up, VR?
Oh God, an unfortunate face. Yeah, no shit. After this weekend, I'm exhausted, but I'm not kidding. I was I was trying to send you a super chat, and it wouldn't work.
No, they don't like me here.
I swear to God, I'm sitting here sending it over and over on the phone. I literally got up out of bed when I got this link. Walked back into the office to come on here. That is how much I enjoy this Sunday night show. For the record.
Wow.
Well, yeah. I have to say I love you being here. Like because again, this is another thing you can comment on. The Netflix stuff. Do you think that's the harbinger of doom for other streaming services?
Not really. No, I don't.
I
think no, okay. I don't. I have been very consistent on this. I think this for years. This analyst hyperbolic focus on subscriber growth has been in error. Yes. It has been absolutely goddamn ridiculous. And yes, okay. Netflix lost 0.1% of its subscriber base, 200,000 out of 220 million. Who gives a shit? even with their forward guidance saying that we think we might drop back 2 million in the following quarter, and they cite the whole Russia-Ukraine thing. Fine. To have a stock price drop of 40% in 48 hours is fucking retarded. I'm sorry, it is. Most people out there like me were looking at this going, I'm buying Netflix Monday. I'm like, this is hilarious. Give me a fucking break. Does that mean it's going to stop tomorrow and climb back up? No. But I know that long term, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this is just way too much. This is what we, with 20 years of professional experience in this industry, would call oversold. I'm not giving out advice. I'm truly not. This is just my personal opinion. Of course, we had spillover to everything else. We had the spillover to WBD. We had spillover to DIS, Disney, of course. We had spillover to all the streamers because I'm so sick and tired of this, we have to have linear subscriber growth. Look, I'm looking for value. I am looking for, Netflix's quarter, take out the fact that they lost 200,000 subs. They still had a very good quarter. They beat analyst expectations in terms of their top line, in terms of their earnings per share. This has been my complaint forever for the last several years, that this streaming focus, and people talk about Disney being the worst performer on the Dow. That is correct. Disney is also the only member of the Dow Jones 30 companies that is a streamer. Amazon does not count. Amazon's not a streamer. They're a retailer. Amazon Prime is overwhelmingly based in their shipping services. You really can't compare. I don't even consider Amazon Prime a damn streamer, my opinion.
They measure themselves in total videos viewed, actually. So they're at least they're trying to give us an accurate measurement of what's actually happening. But
I'm not saying that Amazon's not trying to play the game. They are. Right. My only point is that from a realistic retail standpoint, from an actual analytical standpoint, is that Amazon's subscriber base is largely there regardless of their streaming service.
Oh, I agree.
That is, and I think most people understand that. I know you do. I'm talking to the audience.
So tell me, what's the most important thing that if you are looking at one of these services as an investment, like one of these companies, are you looking at ARPU? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at revenue per user. I'm looking at what are they doing. I'm looking at what is the capital outlay to sustain a streaming service versus the current revenues and the expected revenues down line. One of the funniest, most hilarious, most absolutely goddamn perfect things I have ever seen in streaming history over the last 10 years was David Zaslav coming in, unzipping his fly and slapping his cock down on the table and saying, CNN Plus, fuck you, you're canceled. That was fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. I just, there's no other way to put it. I mean, that is how shit's supposed to be done. And I'm laughing today because I'm looking at out there. I'm looking at friends of mine, like Daryl the Derelict and all these guys that have been on YouTube now, busting their ass, trying to just get to 1,000 subscribers who have been out there for a year. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, guys, y'all lasted longer than CNN
Plus. Absolutely.
I mean, that is the bottom line, because you know what? At the end of the day, it always goes back, and Tom has heard me say this line I don't know how many times. I always go back to Dan Aykroyd in the Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters. You don't know what it's like working in the private sector. They expect results. I mean, it is one of the greatest movie lines of all time, and this is what you are looking at right now. Yeah. They expect results, and David Zaslav finally came in and said, "No, results."
So this is a detour, and I want to go on it for a second because I want to ask this question. I want to say thank you to Atlantean for the super sticker. I appreciate you, my friend. I want to say this about Zaslav is going to reformat CNN.
He
really?
likes money. I don't know if you know that about him.
I said months ago when the whole Jeff Zucker thing went down, I'm thinking to myself, and I mean, Zucker and Zaslav were allegedly quote unquote friends. I think it was more of an acquaintances type situation. Like they've known each other a long time. They travel in the same circles. You invariably are going to wind up hanging out with these kind of folks. But to say that they were like, they were buddy besties and all this kind of stuff, that is far removed, I think, from reality. And I think when Jeff Zucker went down, I think when Jeff Zucker was removed, I think Zaslav went home that night and had one of the most expensive scotches he had ever had and enjoyed it and said, "My God, this just made my job even that much easier." It made his ability to clear this house so much easier. And it is now self-evident by the fact that literally days after he took the reins of this newly formed M&A entity with Warner Brothers Discovery, after this whole reverse Morris Trust thing settled out and there was basically no opposition, that he came in and just kiboshed CNN. I mean, from top to bottom. This is hilarious.
It was
do you
rough.
think he's going to be cleaning house with everything else as well?
Do you think what else is? I mean, here's the thing with Zaslav at this point. He has now stripped that turd down to the bare bones. Even
is Emmerich still there?
He's not done yet, and there's things around the network that have not been verified. But he did give out a statement. I think is pretty much he wants to bring back entertainment. And that is his goal. And that you could have seen that with the way he wiped out most of the inclusion department, because that's an unnecessary factor. It's not about the activism. It's about entertainment. Write stories, entertain the people, word of mouth will spread, and that's how you build great shows. And I think he wants to get back to that because we're tired of being told what to like and not just hear what the audience says, because those are the consumers as the customers.
You're right, because he does listen to the audience. I know Valiant wants to keep going on here, but hey, look,
Steven's
John
dead on.
John Malone is the reason that we're going to get a different CNN. What do you say to that, sir?
Is that going to be like mostly fake news or less fake news? I'm trying to figure that out right
VR.
No, I think it's going to be interesting to watch. I think everything Steven just said right now is dead on. He's absolutely right. It's funny to watch it.
Yeah.
And with the Ezra stuff that's coming out too, we're probably going to see a larger dick being slapped on the table in the next coming days, I'm guessing.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, it is starting to blow up everywhere. There's Reddit feeds everywhere. There's other accounts coming out releasing. Like, it's more than just her. There's actually other people and other exes too. So this is crazy.
A little background, everybody. Hang on a second. Little background. Steven actually dropped a story this morning. I was so glad I caught on video. I thought he dropped it last night, so I was.
There was a live debate last night. It shows the hypocrisy with Warner Brothers and how Johnny Depp is being handled.
Yeah,
but there's more coming out in general, and I'm
on so
Reddit feeds right now. It's crazy.
So we broke news on the Sunday Culture Review this morning, courtesy of Mr. Fat Steven Seagal. Again, this guy he sources information constantly, so do support him. His channel.
The one thing I'll say, which brings back to the whole theory I have that the person assaulted and the whole thing going down with Hawaii is I think it's all interlinked as the same family that's letting him stay their place, and I think that's why they're coming out because they're done with his crap. Because remember, they broke into the house of a family friend, right, and took the ID and everything else. And now we're seeing someone showing pictures of Ezra sleeping on their couch and stuff. So it's starting to fall in line that this could be like a long-term family friend or something like that, childhood friend, weird. And they're done with it.
Very weird. But thanks. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, I mean, I'm here for it. I want to see changes over at Warner. I feel like that's been a long time coming. Mm-hmm. But let's get a couple more of these out so that we can address them real quickly. Rave Girl for $1.99 says HBO Max's content doesn't feel dumbed down. I agree with you. It's not like Netflix, and it more entertainment value. What do you all say?
Oh, I think it's great. And look, one of the things, to what Steven was just talking about with the whole Ezra Miller situation, I think it brings up a great point. And compound that with the money issue, which is what I always look at, especially with Hollywood box offices. And I made a comment earlier today on Twitter. And I think I even said this, it might have been on Mead, maybe Tuesday. I don't remember. But I even made the comment. I have a feeling that even after its second weekend, after 10 full days in release, I had a suspicion that The Secrets of Dumbledore would not have beaten Sonic the Hedgehog's first 3 days. Well, guess what the fuck? Lo and behold, as of today, Secrets of Dumbledore, after 10 days in release, after its first 2 full weekends, has still not beaten the first 3 days of Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Unbelievable. Also,
I mean,
not surprising.
that is now we talk about, Zaslav, of course, has a very hard focus on the DCEU in Warner Brothers because that has been a flaming disaster, an absolute disaster for Warner Brothers. I don't care what anybody out there says, how they feel about the movies. That's not important to me. I am looking at the numbers, the financials. It has been a goddamned disaster for Warner Brothers. Okay? Period. Now, one of the other most popular worldwide franchises, one of the most popular franchises in cinematic history that Warner Brothers also owns from a standpoint of movie rights, Harry Potter, is now an official, absolute, humiliating fucking disgrace.
It's another family film right here, VR.
Yep, the bad guys. Yeah,
and it's not like it was even a big box office week either. That's the thing that can't be underestimated.
No, they had no competition, and I know people out there is like, we love the Northman and all this, and I get that it's great, but
they did have competition.
Say again?
You guys, they did have competition. The Depp and her trial is pretty much
true.
Right. That is the competition right now.
That's true.
Well,
that is their best made product right now.
all.
That's what's taking over.
Because outside of people trying to catch up on the weekend, I mean, this is a Midwestern housewife's wet dream, right? Like, I mean, this is two people they know. It's a sexy young girl with a sexy older stud that they loved growing up, right? Like, they know who these people are. This is the OJ trial for them. This is huge news.
It is, but I think, most of the Harry Potter normies out there, honestly, they have no clue that's going on.
I see what you're saying, but I mean, there's people in our sphere who are getting like 5 million hits on video, and I'm not even exaggerating.
No, I'm not denying that, but I do think that this is still Harry Potter. This is still something that the bottom line is the movies they've made up to this point have been
fucked themselves, and that's directly in conflict with this Valiant. Yeah, they took Johnny Depp out of this movie. You pissed on all of the fans.
Yep,
and they know this.
But the first two, movies in this series were terrible, and that's a big part of it.
Sorry about that, but Tom makes a great point too. Is add to that, you have to look at it also this way. A lot of people who watched Fantastic Beasts was because of Johnny Depp was in it. So you can't say that you have to add the addition that the Harry Potter fans do know what's going on because they also were probably fans of Pirates of the Caribbean, and it does have a waterfall effect.
I would agree with that. Yes.
So technically, they are aware because they have seen a character they were expecting to see in the films being treated dirty. It doesn't have to be that it's a versus Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. It has to do with the fact that we're watching something more, and fans of actual people being treated unfairly, especially people we enjoy to watch on film, who has literally been not only outcasted from let's say the Harry Potter universe, but also from the Pirates of the Caribbean universe and anything else. Those fans are going to have their eyes on that because they also want to know whether or not Depp will ever be able to go back into film if he ever chooses to. And this is kind of like this is also watching Warner Bros. At the same time feeling.
Well, how long have they known that this trial was coming? Right, like it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
they could have moved this fucking movie up or
they
back
could,
at
but they
any
didn't
given
want to.
time, and they should have. That's their own goddamn fault.
Choice.
It was the dumbest thing in the world to open this movie right smack dab in the middle of the opening of this trial. That is the
they didn't think it was going to affect it. That's how far. That's how far in their own arse they are with it. Yeah.
They should have changed it to like the Fantastic Beasts and Wonderful Bruises. They would have sold more.
Hubris. And look, I mean, honestly, I knew this was going to kill the film. Everybody knew this was going to kill the film. Dude, you
Johnny is
can't.
killing it on the stand as
Oh,
Adam
he
Bivens.
is.
Oh,
dude.
he is.
Yeah,
Yes.
you watch that Umbrella Guy. You watch the stuff that many of the other people are covering. Steven's covering stuff on the Ezra thing. You
And
got.
I'm seeing so many normies finally know this shit, right? Like I had to joke to my buddy. I'm like, because he was going off about Amber Heard. I'm like, you're finally realizing this shit. Like, well, I forget that we have known this shit for over a year now because of people like you just mentioned, mainly like Tug and whatnot. But yeah.
The mainstream media, Tom, is actually all about Amber Heard. They're leaning more to her.
They have to.
Yeah, even Fox News is kind of like riding the fence and calling them both, whack jobs. Which in point is kind of true. They're both crazy as hell. But
yeah, Johnny's not a saint, but he's not guilty of
no.
abuse.
But one thing I'm not seeing a lot of people point out. I mean, I've had some in our sphere, right, and that's about it. And that is, they're not really looking at this like. And not to go down this road too far, but like the actions that Johnny took over those few years, and that we see in those videos, that we hear in those audio recordings, that we're being talked about in all of the, testimony. The thing is I can understand his reactions. I can understand what he's saying from the point of view is he's acting like somebody who is in an abusive relationship. Yep. She, on the other hand, is acting like an abuser. You can see it. It is so clear as can fucking be. And the things that that her lawyers are trying to use against him are the things that are helping him right now. And that's the thing, is his lawyers are just letting them bury their own fucking dig their own holes right now.
The cross-examination is making the case. That's the mess.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because we're going, well, you just said, Magitech Mag, she was bringing it up earlier, and that's what I said, because I was bringing up the same point. Because, like, they're saying, well, you just said here that you're taking responsibility for these problems in so many words, is what they're trying to say with some of these texts and stuff. And I'm thinking, I hope they plan on having a psychologist or somebody on the stand to basically flat out say, look, somebody who's in a relationship like that, they're going to talk like Johnny is. They're going to try and take responsibility for every last thing they can. They're going to do the things that Johnny's doing to avoid her getting into look at those texts where he says, I don't want to set this up. I don't want to get into this. I don't want to get into that again, and every time they do get into it, what does he do? He retreats. I mean, and she just picks on him about that. If she's being abused, do you really think she's going to talk to him that way? Like, that's the thing, is I just don't, I don't get this shit. And I've been in situations where I've been a male in a more abused, gaslighted situation. Trust me.
It's the female version of gaslighting, and Larry nails it and says Depp actually went out there and said, you know what, F WB and F Disney. In fact, the cross-examining attorney asked, you would never go back.
They're even trying to use his sense of humor against him, like the witch comment.
Yeah, and it's like, great leverage on his stand.
We're gonna burn her and drown her. That's the witch joke from fucking Monty Python, for fuck's sake. I mean, come on, people.
Can I jump in here, because I actually been in
No,
dude, you have it right. Like, I'm going to come from a guy who actually was the abusee in a 6-year relationship. This 6-year relationship, not only was she heavy into drugs and cost the life of my twins before birth, she was mentally and physically abusive to the point where I have a scar on my eye. I was kicked out Christmas Day, and I had to sleep in a parking garage because I said I love my dad more than her, and it's a different type of love. I had numerous accounts of things like, I love you, but I don't respect you. All my friends hate you. I'm the only one that will love you. And that's went on for 6 years. Okay? 6 years. And the thing what Johnny is doing, let's look at it this way. You have someone who's being abusive, and you can only say sorry so much. But Amber is not even saying sorry. What she is literally doing is maneuvering a camera
she's
for a shot.
the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The other difference is, why people are also glued into this is because, in a way, it is kind of the fall of the Me Too movement. It is shown, and mainstream media is sticking to Amber Heard so hard with this, is because this is one of their things that they need to promote on news. This is their type of like sex sells mentality. It falls under the agenda activism shit at the same time. So if this is falling down, this is one more thing they can't play off, because you know why? She's no longer an example for what they want to push.
Well, she's the problem. She's an anchor around the Me Too slash times up.
Oh, her
baloney
and
sauce.
every one of the girls that has been out front of this. Let's be fucking real.
Well, I was going to say that's just the problem. The problem is that she has been a front runner for this hashtag Me Poo movement. And I'm sorry, and that is exactly the point, is that when you go back and you look when all this shit started, you go back and you look at the Virginia Tech, Rolling Stone,
Let's look at Zoe Quinn, for God's sakes.
I was going to say Dolphin Love Culture, because we can't say the R word on YouTube.
Thank you.
And that, what happened to that case? Rolling Stone had to settle out of court and pay the Virginia Tech or University of Virginia. I cannot.
Not only that, you
which
had
is
Daria
which.
Argenta's business. You had what's her face from the Scream movies and all that shit lose her shit.
That's what I was going to say. You had
not just the whole Aziz Ansari as well.
What's her name? The one from the girls
Rose
show
McGowan?
on HBO?
Yeah, Rose McGowan. Yeah.
Well, not Rose McGowan. What was
But that's who I was just talking about. But yeah,
Rose seems more
what was her
based
name
than
one?
anybody else right now. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, there were so many of these. There were so many of these absolutely falsified, made up bullshit.
Marilyn Manson's
Dolphin
going on right
Love stories that were
Accusations.
promulgated out in the right.
Chris Hardwick.
Yeah,
Chris
and all of
Hardwick.
them got
That's another
ripped
one,
apart
yeah.
as being false. They got ripped apart as they were absolutely fabricated. And all of these things is what started this hashtag Me Too movement. It was all based in lies.
Well,
that's not to say that this tragic issue does not happen. I'm not saying that at all. It happens way too much. Once is too many times.
Right.
But
the
they
people
slayed
who
the dragon.
pushed-
That was the problem. They got to Einstein. They got him, and then they had nowhere. They had no one else to go after. So they just started scattershotting wherever they could.
Well, that's
But
what I'm
he's not
saying
the
is the
only
people
dragon.
who started these stories, the people who pushed this out, the people who started this movement were all liars.
Yeah.
And it denigrated, it diminished the people, the women out there who have actually suffered this type of terrible, awful crime.
There's something else as well too. And if anyone watches Crowder, did anyone watch all the episodes of Crowder this week? Did anyone watch the Depp and Heard one? Well, if you haven't, you should honestly watch it. He makes some great points, and one of the points is that from the, I think it was studies numbers, is that men are 100K. There's 100K difference between men being abused in relationships compared to women. The same time as he also said a great thing: believe all women. That's not humanly possible. Believe all men? No. Believe all anything is not possible, because nothing is ever 100% absolute.
No, you always have three sides of everything. You have one side.
And
the
that's the
other
old
side,
thing in Hollywood and corporate America and Washington, right? Like, that's one place where it's always been difficult to get any kind of, accusation through anything, through any channels. If first of all, if it doesn't get snuffed out by being paid off, right? Or in some of the most drastic cases where somebody just happens to have an accident, let's say. Those things do happen. Let's not forget that part of it. But the other side of it is you had a whole lot of people who, like you said, believe all women. Well, that was the problem before. Is like a lot of these men are targets for a reason. And Johnny Depp is a prime example of why you can't just believe all women, because you have women like Amber, and I don't care. There hasn't been anything said and done. I've seen more than enough evidence to make my mind up. I have been following Johnny Depp since 1986 or 7, somewhere in there.
86, 87.
Jump Street. Well, before Jump Street, because I was into Freddie and all that shit. So, I knew he was before that. And then
all right.
I was heavy duty into him when 21. I was a huge, my buddy, I could bring my buddy in here, who's been my friend since kindergarten. He'll tell you how big of Johnny Depp fans we were back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a poster on your wall?
Huge. Yes, we did have posters and shit all over the fucking wall.
I had a Benny and June one.
Yeah, I went and seen my dog was named June after June.
Oh, come on. The forks and the buns are still the best part. Come on.
I mean, so to me, I know who this guy is. I've seen his demeanor. I've seen almost every old interview you can find. Seeing him on the stands this week reminded me that this guy does not do a lot of interviews for a reason. He's a very
private guy.
And you don't hear these kind of stories about him, and you've had all these people from his past come out and say, now wait a minute, and these have been exes and stuff, right?
Women
have zero reason.
His daughter,
exactly.
That's the point. You say exes. Think of let's be honest. Think of all the women that he's been with over the years, in the last 30 years. and not a single damn one of them has ever made any illusion, even remotely,
and
like
defending
this.
now.
And here's the thing.
And it's at least 500.
I
God.
don't know about 500, but it's been probably at least 100. I mean, I'm sure. But this is the point. In order to believe the Me Too thing, in order to really look at this, hashtag believe women nonsense. That means that you have to, if you're going to wholesale hashtag believe women, meaning anything a woman says about a man, you have to believe as fact, means that you are going to literally eject the oldest and most sacred tenet of American jurisprudence. That means that you are now going to turn around and think guilty until proven innocent, instead of innocent until proven guilty.
And here's another problem.
That is a mental defect in society.
Yes,
if you just want to hashtag believe women in the regard that side of the aisle wants to profligate upon you and demand that you adhere to, get on your knees and worship at the altar of, then you are ass backwards
and lost
as to what this country was foundationally built upon in jurisprudence.
And I don't want to as far as the rule of law, but hang on a second, because
I was going to say, I don't want to shift, but you have some super chats, and I wanted to move over to Bill Murray anyway, since it's a very similar topic.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
it is. I want to grab
this
this one
first, please.
Yeah. I want to grab this one because it's very poignant. Magitech Mag says one of the most amazing things. By the way, subscribe to Magitech Mags for $5. Says, and what's worse, actual victims will not be believed. Because these non-victims, aka liars,
bingo,
both sexes suffered because of these false accusations, and that is the thing being missed every single time.
Well, I'm going to make a prediction here, and I'm going to try and keep this as succinct as possible. But I predict if Weinstein lives long enough, he's going to have most of his stuff overturned in the next few years,
just like Cosby, right?
Because a lot of the people
was a different situation.
It was a little different situation, but
fruit of the poison tree. So
that was a little bit more of a technicality. But in the Weinstein case, this is going to come back when things swing to the other side a little bit more, because all the women that went up against him in that case, that was circumstantial as fuck. I don't know if anybody followed that. Like, look, I'm not saying that Weinstein doesn't deserve.
No, he is not.
And I'm not saying he's innocent in any way, but I cannot believe he was convicted on what was put in that courtroom, because I don't know if anybody followed it, but I read the whole transcript and shit, and I'm like, this was basically the closest you can come to a kangaroo court you could possibly use as an example, except for the fact that the guy was guilty as fuck of all kinds of shit, except for what he was pretty much being accused by most of these women. Because that's the first problem you have here, is all the women that did come out were ones that had relationships with him. So right there, then and there, I can't believe that even made its way through the court system.
Well, he was a scapegoat, Tom. He was the guy that they had to sacrifice.
And I hate saying this about Weinstein of all fucking people, but
no, I know what you're saying.
They had to sacrifice him in order to save everybody else's neck. That was
to save Oprah.
Get their names out of it.
Well, and I will make an alternate argument, is I think because he was so broke, he couldn't afford decent lawyers. Because otherwise, if he'd had decent lawyers, it probably would have gotten him out of this situation. Because I'm just looking at it from a normie standpoint, and I'm just like, wait a minute, this is very circumstantial, and I don't even know shit about the law.
Yeah.
So
let's real quick. I want to get through. I got 3 to go. Hang on. Go ahead. Make your point.
I was going to say the problem with someone like Weinstein is what he did professionally was phenomenally good. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have Tarantino, because he was the only guy that was willing to give him a chance. And the stuff that he did professionally, it tarnishes that whole entire thing.
But it also
no, I'm not saying it's excuse. I'm saying professionally, there is a difference.
Yeah.
His significance to what he did to the movie industry cannot be understated or underappreciated.
It's why I wasn't in favor of taking away Smith's Oscar, but we'll get to that in a minute. We want to say thank you to Whatever Cast.
Hoorah.
For becoming a member. It's good to see you, buddy.
I love that hair.
Yeah, that hair on that culture face.
Oh, would you stop it? That you guys all know that's Wes, by the way.
No, you're kidding.
There was a nukification.
It can't be Wes. Wes doesn't have a channel anymore. This is
go
clearly not Wes.
Yeah, he switched the glasses out.
He's an employee of a company called whatever cast. So go over there and subscribe, and you're going to get just amazing stuff. Of course, we also have Magitech Mag sending us a super sticker as well as the super chat from earlier. Thank you, Mags. Appreciate that. And finally, Mr. Grant Gregory for an Australian $2 says, RIP France. Oh, no kidding. Macron beat Le Pen. But there were major gains from the quote-unquote extreme right wing, which is apparently the only other thing over there. So I guess if you're not Macron, you're extreme and right. Anyway.
Everything is extreme left or right. They're even trying to play off, like they're saying now, doxing, like do Taylor Lorenz and that bull crap.
No, that chick.
She's actually literally claiming doxing is just being used and misused now as an alt-right. And like, woman, if it wasn't for WAPO going behind the scenes and fixing your article, you literally hyperlinked your whole real estate thing that had your real name and everything.
Have to, you know what? We have to start serving up all of her relatives then, because apparently that's fair game nowadays. And finally, our good friend Hunch the Dirty Roofer for $5 says, Depp's whole security team has been with him at least a dozen years and back him to a man.
More than that, actually. Most of them have been
almost
from
20
the start.
years.
Forever.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a loyal man. Loyal. He's got people that are loyal to him because of his extreme loyalty. This is a guy who packs a box. That's the Jack box is what it's called, so that he can go to children's hospitals as Jack Sparrow in a surprise. I oftentimes don't even know he's coming. This is the problem.
No, he doesn't want them to know on purpose, because then otherwise the fucking press will show
he gets mobbed he gets mobbed by the press. But it's amazing stuff. This man is uniquely amazing, and it's because of his mother, who he lost in the middle of this giant mess with this evil woman that is claiming that she was the recipient of abuse.
Anybody that can maintain the same 5, if not 6 people. The only one that is not still around with him is not there because he passed away of cancer or a heart attack or something.
And he was loyal till the end.
Until the end. Anybody that has a security detail, short of the Secret Service, that has been with you for almost on average 16 to 20 years, especially somebody like Johnny Depp, that is absolutely unprecedented. That is unheard of. That is insane.
While he was dealing with his mom going downhill, while he was dealing with the loss of one of his oldest companions in the industry.
And his mom, dude.
That's what I meant by his mom. It was like she was on the, well, basically, I think it was, if I remember the timeline correctly, somebody please correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, because I've watched a lot of the videos out of sequence, but if I remember right, he applied for the divorce the day after his mom died, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That's when he presented her with it.
And then that's when a couple of days.
Yeah. And then that's when she went back and shat on the bed.
She was just a C word into that. I can't even believe some of the stuff I've heard. And of course, Eric K for $5 says, I know for a fact, no BS, a few of those actresses that complained after ruined relationships because they were running to HW willingly.
Well, and that's what I mean, again, and I don't even want to sound like I'm sticking up for or saying he's innocent in any fucking way, because he's not. He's an evil, vile fucking creature who took advantage of the most, vulnerable women he could find. That is you can't argue that fact. But what the problem we had is in the case, all the women that came up were women that were actually in relationships with him, and you could basically tell they were just upset because they didn't get the promise of fortune and fame, right? True. That's the thing. None of the women that actually were victims of his abuse came forward, and I don't know why that is. I wish they had, because then I would have felt like, okay, like at least this is, because it did. I read those transcripts and I'm just like, my God, what the fuck is this? I hope I never get accused of anything like this, because that was some of the loosest shit I've ever seen in a courtroom. And it had to be because he had some of the shittiest lawyers or something or other, because I just don't get it. I mean, you didn't have any of the accusations from all the, the people that were out there in the press. Sure, they were making those accusations in the press, but none of them were there in the courtroom.
Talking about Harvey.
Well, yeah. That's the worst. But that's the worst thing right there in general. Let's not even look at the going to courts and trying to defend yourself. Once that accusation comes out, you're already tarnished for life.
Well, and that's where we get to Bill Murray
Yeah.
here, right? And I mean, I don't know if this is an orchestrated thing against him or what, but you have another super chat before we get to that. But yeah, you were going to say something, Snow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say Weinstein was at the height of the Me Too movement, and Johnny Depp actually pointed that out a little bit on the stand about, how the height of the Me Too movement was what kind of helped cancel his career back when Amber was coming out in People magazine and all that garbage. And so, for my own jealous reasons, I'm kind of glad he ditched Disney, because now I get to see him in more independent films where I think he shines anyway, like Fear and Loathing and stuff that he does with Tim Burton. So I hope he gets back to that stuff anyway.
I think he said he's not going
away.
back to Disney no matter what, too.
No, he said that. Yeah, he's done.
Good.
That also is a great way to lever a shitload more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also means that the next Pirates will not do as well because there's the legacy of how this has gone down and how he was treated, no matter the outcome. Like we're seeing with Fantastic Beasts, because there are Depp fans who went there just to see Johnny Depp. A lot of people go to see movies just because we want to see a favorite actor of ours and why they're in that and what they're going to be doing. It's like not even if it's a cameo. And the fallout's coming.
Well, I loved how her lawyers were trying to make it out like there was never going to probably be another Pirates movie anyway. It's like, no, not without him, dumb shit. Yeah. Like, why didn't anybody make that fucking point? It's like, yeah, if you don't have Johnny Depp, you're kind of fucking lost. You can't really do that.
Well, we haven't gotten the redirect yet. I think that
her lawyers aren't going to be accused of being the smartest people in the room.
Oh, I know. That's what I said. That's why I can't. At first, I was like, why aren't his lawyers like objecting to some of these things? And it's like, no, after a while I figured it out. It's because they're letting
they're objecting to their own questions.
Well, here's the thing. Let me bring this up. I've heard that so many times. Why are they not objecting to more things? Let me tell you what.
I figured it out.
The same complaints were made about the defense attorneys for Kyle Rittenhouse.
It's because
they did not stand up and object enough, but they won at the end of the day.
And I think you know why, Valiant, is because they're just letting them bury themselves.
Exactly. I think that's part of it.
And they can always go back and cross at a later time.
That's waste of the whole day just talking about his drug habits anyway. They're not even focusing on the actual abuse. It's ridiculous.
You guys are forgetting a very important part, and I think everyone in the chat has to actually join in on this. Can we all at least give them like a round of applause for being able to read a text message correctly and yell hearsay more than anything that Joe Pesci has done?
Did I read that right?
Did you use the CUN word enough times?
Jesus. I got more. Can you read that again? Was my favorite one when Johnny asked him to read it again.
Oh my God. Did you read that correctly? Well, yes, you did read that correctly. It's like he was doing Hooked on Phonics for the lawyer.
Is this the same document you asked me 3 times already if I signed? That was another one.
Look, all I know is that
rotten bomb or rotten ass is
rotten ass.
Johnny loves saying Rottenborn's name. He takes pleasure in saying that name every time. Yes, Mr.
But he did, dude. On that, every time he goes back, the Disney words crushed me. Right, because Rottenborn asks him. So I'm to understand you would never go back to Disney. He's like, that's right. Or something like that.
You turned down the mouse.
Yeah.
Well, he's trying to set it up that he wouldn't do it anyway. And it's like, no. You put him in a precarious position now. Yeah.
Redirect is going to be amazing. VR's right, but wait until Amber gets on the stand because I'm going to tell you right now.
She has no pens.
But the jury doesn't like her already.
She's going to put on the performance of a lifetime, kids. You just wait.
She can't.
Her friend got kicked out, didn't she, for using a phone in the courtroom too?
Eve Barlow. Yeah.
Guarantee there will be tears. I guarantee it.
She can't stop herself from laughing.
Wait till she gets on the stand. I mean, I want to be fair about it, and I think she'll put on a fairly good performance.
She's an actress,
I
kid.
don't
She's a professional, so
now,
yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be convincing enough to the jury. That's the key.
Valiant, you can't say she's a good actress when she's literally went to the school.
I didn't say she was a good actress.
She literally looks like a crying face from like The Sims.
I know what you're saying, Stephen, but we cannot
probably put on a good
fact.
Performance. I didn't say she was a good actress.
Yeah. I'm going with Valiant on this one, and and I know all a woman has to do halftime is put on a pouty face, especially if she's the least bit attractive.
Johnny
I
Depp's got
don't think the jury is going to buy it at the end of the day. Is my point. I think she's going to put on a good
Oh, no.
performance,
Right.
but it's not going to be.
I'm
bought.
very confident in Johnny coming out of this very well.
Well, Johnny's
he
got the
doesn't-
experience. He's got the time put in. You know, the years of being in so many different type of films and dealing with different types of people. Amber's young. She's still from that millennial generation. She's bound to trip up on something. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't wait for him to sell the movie rights to Amazon about the trial. That's all
She
I'm looking
sold
for.
this. Okay, supposedly, is this true that the reason why Tug and everyone else that was posting the clip of Johnny Depp was because she sold that clip to TMZ, and that's why they were claiming copyright and everything? Is that true?
Could very well be. Here's the thing: there is a basis for certain. You have to but that's the thing. There's a fair use thing to it, to where all they'd have to do is just credit the source. That's where I don't understand why this is them playing fucking games. And I hope Tug and those guys, if it gets to it, that
they'll smack it down.
They'll push it to a point, because I know they may not be able to afford to take it to court, but we need a few. And this is what I've said in the past, and this is just about YouTube in general and us and the whole fair use thing. We need a few bigger YouTubers to kind of go up against some of these guys with this shit and go, yeah, this is fucking fair use. Because if this hits a court, it won't even hit a court. You guys know it. You and I all know it'll get tossed out, because fucking judge will be smart enough to say, this falls under fair use. Why are you wasting my time?
Well, dude, they had someone that was willing to do that and then turned into one of the biggest shields, and that's in H3H3.
Oh, dude, he's
gosh, don't even go down. Look,
no, I got it. Hold on.
Ethan's toast. You got all these people who are falling down the mountain. But I'm going to say this because we got a couple of supers on that subject. Brandon, the anime guy, for $5 says JD is a saint compared to most or all of Hollywood. Can't argue that. What a panel. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that. So much wrong with that. Yes, it was.
I mean, I've heard that he's very eccentric, and we can tell just from what we've heard in the court case, he's eccentric. That I'm not going to argue. But I've heard more positive stories about the guy than anything negative.
I think we all have. And
when Billy Bob Thornton says that's a weird guy, he has to be into some weird shit.
Well, I mean, the guy was good friends with fucking what's his face, the
Marilyn Manson.
No, the Gonzo writer that he played in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter S. Thompson and shit like that. And if you could hang out with Hunter S. Thompson, you got to be one weird motherfucker.
Hunter S.
Bill Murray played that role.
Yes,
as well.
he did.
Buffalo,
and Hunter hated it. He had that movie pulled from theaters.
He didn't like it. But look, it was a great film. Probably Murray.
And then he died a few years later. Coincidence? Yeah. I don't think not.
No, come on. Murray, one of Murray's best roles. Let's finish this up. He says, to be fair to all, we try. Be good to each other and don't take no shit.
Amber poo poo?
Is it honestly I can't hear or picture the Amber turd pooping that red wine now playing in my head. Because of thanks to Makita Media, it wasn't red wine poop, and all I got was red.
But wait a minute. Speaking of taking no shit, the man who's taking the internet by storm, George the Giant Slayer.
What's up? How you doing, my brother?
Good to see you.
Where's this song?
Oh wait, I forgot. There's a button for that.
There's a button for that.
It's not playing.
What the hell?
Your buttons don't work.
It's not working.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Vibrating.
I have got to get into bed. I got an early day tomorrow. You can drop George into my spot right here in the middle. There you go. What's up, George?
How you doing, my friend?
I've got to get going because I've got to get up early tomorrow. Renegade Junior is starting, into school year testing, so I've got to get him in there. So we just got home today. We got a long weekend of fishing.
It is already almost the end of the school year already, isn't it?
I know. So I got to get going. So
it's so weird that your school years end in the middle of the year. I still can't get used to that.
I miss summer vacation, man. That was my favorite time of the year. Could stay up all night watching fucking Three Stooges and shit till 4 a.m.
Stay up all night anyways watching Three Stooges.
Shut the fuck up, Pat Stevens.
Skinamax. I don't know what you guys were doing.
Why am I going to shut up? It's the truth.
Oh, I used to have a show. Thanks, VR. I love you, man.
Have a show.
Here. You guys, you got to check out. You got to check out this man. He's been killing it. He went by me like I was Linda Ronstadt. He said, "Blew by you." Anyway, thanks, man.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, we'll have looking like I got another new guest coming to the channel maybe later this week. We'll see.
Oh, that's right. You going to tell everybody I'm coming over there?
You may absolutely.
I still haven't
That
been over
too.
there.
No, I don't know when I'll do a live stream again, but no, I've Legal Mindset, one of Nick Recada's buddies, going to be coming in. He's a Florida attorney.
Awesome.
We're going to be looking like we're going to get together and talk about Disney, Florida, whatever stuff's going on over there.
Is he the guy that has the really nice El Camino?
Does he have an El Camino? I don't remember that one.
Now I'm hearing Lowrider. I'm hearing Lowrider.
He's a good channel. I actually like him. Yeah,
he does a good. I was talking to him tonight. Somebody, actually, it was Mags that said something on Twitter, and I said, "Yeah, I know Legal." And then like within a minute, we were talking in DMs, and he's like,
"Oh, that's awesome,
dude. I'd love to do it. I tell you what, I'm getting on a plane right now. I'm flying home from Korea back to the States." And I was like, "Okay, have a safe flight home. We'll talk later this week."
Hey, speaking of somebody flying home, Drunk started his 20-hour journey back from Alaska.
Is he? Okay, that was the other thing, because like Drunk was trying to, I was supposed to go on with him on Welcome to the Rebellion this week. We've been trying to get this lined up for like 2 months. It's like the schedules never work, and Mrs. Renegade, she has her last theatrical production of the school year this weekend. So I told Jay, I'm like, I can't. I wish I could. It's another one of those weeks. So hopefully he and I are going to get our schedules aligned at some point as well. It's just one of those things. I hope I'm keeping my fingers crossed that when summer rolls around, I'm going to get a little bit more breathing room. We'll see.
Oh, so all right. Well, dude, thanks for coming on. I always appreciate you. You're always welcome here. I love the Sunday late night show, and we might do this show. I'm having fun.
I love this show. This is great. I think this is your best show. I think this works great for you. This is fun. You have a big audience for this. Keep doing it.
I got a full chubby, actually.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I know. I'm gonna go rub one out. Let me go. Good to see everybody, and take care. Y'all have a great week.
There's an image I don't want.
See you, VR. Be safe, man. Love you. Well, on that note, we did bring in George, who has
hello, everybody.
Videos.
Jorge.
Hey, George.
Why did you call him a whore?
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Well, wrong button.
What the hell was that?
No, that was me. I meant to hit the.
I am an existential threat to gay rights and all progress. So, of course, our wonderful fans
when did he become
have
Pablo
taken upon
Escobar?
themselves to write all of our sponsors.
Don't know.
And to have them not sponsor or not to support us. I'll just say this. I'm very thankful to our members because it makes this show kind of bulletproof to stuff like this. It's just
not for much longer.
I reckon if he got shot, he'd die.
He lost all his sponsors and then said everything. He's like, thank God he has his members. But this is the same jackass during lockdowns that him and Keemstar were going after each other's sponsors, and almost caused an adpocalypse #2.
That's true. I was back and forth, man.
Do you want the I poop my pants video instead?
No.
From Lofty? That's the best thing ever.
Didn't Steven Crowder totally just destroy this guy last year, if I remember right?
Well, Tim Pool tore his ass up the other day, and Jeremy went after him too.
He's a little fella. God.
I'm like, what?
Oh, you meant on stream. Sorry, I was going in completely wrong direction with that.
Hey, now, no.
He's like a Pablo friend.
Yeah, look, I don't know. The world is weird right now, right? We're starting to see people who virtue signal get knocked down. George, we didn't talk a lot about a certain subject. It's called Netflix. Have you heard of them?
Oh yeah. I was listening to y'all in the car.
Yeah. I have this amazing thing someone sent to me about Netflix. You want to see it?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay. This is Netflix. You have a book, a movie, a video game, and then the Netflix adaptation.
Oh God!
I thought you were going to show him our new sponsor video.
Oh, I don't actually. I haven't uploaded that. I was maybe one of the.
I don't know if George has seen that yet.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Nope.
Tom, you need to share it because I don't have it uploaded. So that would be.
Culture has a question with that graphic. Why is Raiden considered representation?
I don't know.
Mortal Kombat, man. Everybody loves Mortal Kombat. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, this is a book, this is a movie, this is the video game, and then you get it to Netflix. Well,
because he was played by two different white guys, so that's different representation.
Yeah.
So
still-
one of them
There's
was
one
French.
Can we?
Peg leg is
So-
dope. I love
I
the
still
peg
want to know
leg.
what the reverse is of a shit sandwich. Remember,
I
was
don't
asking-
know. I
gotta
don't.
figure
I
that
don't.
out.
I don't.
Like,
Do you
what
really
know
want to
is-
know that?
No,
All right.
George,
People
what's
use
the
see
reverse?
without peg
What's the
leg.
reverse of a shit?
No,
What's the
think-
opposite of a shit?
Yes, I know. I'm saying, think
There'll
about
be a
shit
vomit
sandwiches.
milkshake.
Don't they have like feet that they build now? They don't really.
Nah.
Wait, I
peg
got it.
legs
The
anymore,
opposite
do
would
they?
be a butt fucked burrito.
All right. Well, let's get
Ugh.
after it, everybody. Here is the next great thing.
Mhm.
Why is it
Hello
not-
again, internet people. Welcome. I am here to talk again about the Netflix taking away themselves from the Russians. And I'm very upset, but I have a solution for everybody that will make things work perfect. I have started my own new service called Netflix. That's right, Netflix. I will come to your house personally and show you one of my 3 videotapes. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of movies to start with. This is a problem, but we're working on it. Right now, we have Back into the Future. We have Smokey and the Bandit. And we have All Dogs in Heaven. Now, I must say right up front, All Dogs in Heaven was accidentally taped over by some stupid son of a bitch with half of a football game. So I'm not having any ideas of if Dog goes to heaven or not. And he sounds just like the Bandit, which I really like. So sign up today for Netflix. We're working on getting new movies all the time. I have a friend who has Jurassic Park The Lost World 2. And I'm thinking if I trade him All Dogs in Heaven for Lost World, will be good trade for me. So call us today to sign up for Netflix.
I have a question. Does that include Comcast or no?
What was the question? I missed that. Sorry.
Does it include Comcast?
I would imagine so.
All right, cool.
That
You're
was
muted,
brilliant.
Culture. You're muted. You're still
That was
muted.
Tom has been killing it. I am muted. Gosh darn it! Look, we had a couple of super chats we
Wait,
didn't get
that was
to.
Tom? I thought that was some Russian guy.
No. Tom's
You
been
just
killing it
gave it
and
away.
getting us all the stuff on Netflix. We have more Netflix coming, I think. So just
Russian
stay tuned.
Right.
Yeah, Russian Ivan Koloff.
Koloff.
Yeah, we've got Hunch the Dirty Roofer. I'm sorry I didn't get this while Valiant was here. I tried to. He ran away. Yeah, he's for $5. Says Valiant gets what I mean. Depp's personality is completely 180 to that of his security, straight laced versus hippie. That's what sold me on this. 100%. 100%. You know, and I don't know, man. It's like you have you just talk to a guy that does security, private security, right? They are professionals, and they that's what they value beyond anything else. So they're going to be professional. You're going to tell the absolute truth in every instance because that's their reputation. And indeed. And then Mecha J comes in with a $5 super. Thank you, Mecha J. Says, good on Dior for sticking by Johnny. Wow, I got muted by by Grant. Fantastic. Good on
Well,
Dior.
I didn't do anything.
I got muted by myself then? I don't know what
You
happened.
did. You muted. You self
No,
muted.
dude, you kept talking.
Old
You
age.
stopped
It's
muting,
just
man.
that old age.
Boomer. You
Yeah.
boomered.
I did nothing.
Did you take your vitamins this morning, Culture?
Anyway, Mecha J for $5 says, good on Dior for sticking by Johnny and letting him promote their products. Indeed. I like, I may actually buy the boy perfume stuff, the Sauvage or whatever it's called. Why not? Why not? I won't wear it, but I don't do boy perfume.
Yeah, that was a great save there, Culture.
Yeah. The best thing about the whole trial is that one video with the kitchen is like, hey, wine companies, reach out to Johnny Depp. He can show you how much he can put in the glass. Let's go.
I did not mute myself. It was definitely
You boomered. You know
Grant.
that. It's the weave. It's too tight.
Where am I? Whose pants are these?
Oh, someone shit on my bed. I must have been a dog.
Why does it smell like Chattanooga Greek?
I'm having a great time. I want to get back to what Tom wanted to talk about because this is a person I think has been unfairly maligned, despite the fact that they have a reputation for being difficult to work with. We need to get back to here. The allegations made against Bill Murray.
This man is on my bucket list of one of the people that I want to meet. All the cameo things I've seen him do throughout the years, popping up in wedding photos, popping into people's house parties, doing the dishes. This guy is a legend. And if I ever have the opportunity to meet this man, I will definitely go out of my way to do so. And it breaks my heart to see anything as basically just as stupid as this is, because I'm sure it's more than a misunderstanding, and it's just somebody who probably got butt hurt and got their feels all in a twist. I mean, am I wrong?
Probably not.
No, I don't think you're wrong at all. Tom, this is your gig, dude. Read away.
Well, let's see here. This is a breakdown. Whoops, I grabbed the wrong thing. Breakdown from today, from a few hours ago. Allegations made against Bill Murray and his caustic on-set behavior resurface on social media. After news broke that production was halted on a film starring Bill Murray, social media has been flooded with allegations about his on-set behavior. Claims about Bill Murray's behavior they keep repeating themselves. Deadline reported that production for the film Being Mortal starring Murray, Aziz Ansari, and Seth Rogen has halted. A spokesman for Fox Searchlight confirmed today the accuracy of that Deadline report. Today obtained a letter that was sent to the cast and crew from Fox Searchlight explaining that production had been halted due to a complaint filed. According to Deadline, it was not made against Ansari. When asked who the complaint was filed against, Fox Searchlight told Today they don't comment on pending investigations. Today has reached out to reps for Ansari, Murray, and Rogen for comment. I was furious and outraged at the time, according to this, whatever, this is just a random thing. But in the days since the news broke of production being halted, users across social media have shared personal accounts of less than pleasant experiences working alongside Murray over the years. Okay, so at no point have they given us a reason why Bill Murray was the one named in this then. They're just assuming, make a fucking leap of assumptions here.
We don't even know who the accuser is yet.
Nope.
Okay, well,
Probably
Deadline
Seth
is the
Rogen.
one that they're citing here. So let's see here. Who Deadline said it was.
It'll turn out to be someone from the 80s, the last name of Ramus or something that they'll say. It'll be something stupid like that.
It was Melissa McCarthy from 2016.
Okay, because yeah, even in this story just leads you to the story with the actual letter, which reads, "Dear Being Mortal cast and crew, we know you are all concerned about recent delays in production and want to give you an update. Last week, we were made aware of a complaint, and we immediately looked into it. After reviewing the circumstances, it has been decided that production cannot continue at this time. We are truly grateful to all of you for everything you've put into this project. Our hope is to resume production and are working with Aziz and Yuri to find out that timing. Production will be in touch with you to share details on the wrap, and we will let you know as soon as we have more information to share." That's it. And nothing in there about Bill Murray. Okay. So I'm still curious where this is Murray's fault, but all right.
I tried to find what you were reading, but that's fine.
I
It doesn't
couldn't
matter.
find it either.
I clicked on it right here, the Deadline report.
You clicked on Deadline. Okay, that's fine. It's weird. They're making a wild assumption, I think, that it was Murray.
Well, and this is something that came out last week, and that's where I'm trying to figure out where's the basis for this. I don't know. Try and find one of the original stories claiming it's him, because I'll keep reading though. But anyway, according to Deadline, it was not made against Ansari. When asked who the complaint was filed against, Fox, they didn't say anything about Murray there either. But in the days since the news broke, we read all that. Kim Masters, editor at large for Hollywood Reporter, quote tweeted a message on Twitter which contained an excerpt from a 2003 story in the Baltimore Sun about allegations made against Murray's conduct on the set of the movie What About Bob? The original tweet contained a screenshot from the story sharing that the late Laura Ziskin and Murray shared a spirited disagreement, which caused the actor to throw her into a lake. Ziskin again said their argument was not playful, but his throwing it into the water was. Bill also threatened to throw me across the parking lot and then broke my sunglasses and threw them across the parking lot. He said at the time, I was furious and outraged at the time, but having produced a dozen movies, I can safely say it's not common behavior. Masters shared the tweet along with the message. I reported this in Keys to the Kingdom. Note that Laura Ziskin was a beloved petite woman and Bill Murray was not. Okay.
Well, yeah, of course he's not a petite woman. I agree with that.
Yeah.
All of these articles are just saying they think it's Bill Murray, but they're not actually saying it. They
interesting.
Yeah, it's
it's
casting dispersions, right? Of course, Eric K.
I've gone through 5 of them.
Eric K is actually, I saw him in the chat. I think this is baloney sausage, as I often do. He's not an easy guy to work with.
Bring up the thing again, because there's actually tweets here.
Yeah, hang on 2 seconds. I just want to say this. Eric K is checking on my health for $5. He says, Culture, are you okay? Getting lightheaded? Shall we have the boss call an ambulance? No, I'm good.
Oh, wait a minute.
As long as it's not, what's his face's ambulance? Michael.
Are you referring to your bedtime? Is that what that's about? Like, is it past your
Y'all
bedtime?
mean. Yo, I'm here.
Didn't mean ambient?
Is it time for your milk?
There's
More milk and cookies for bed culture?
There's weirdness here, though, because there's the article from the Sun Times that they're also bringing up Ansari's past as well.
Yeah.
As well
Hey, Stephen, bring it up.
But at least Searchlight did say that it wasn't Ansari. That's one thing they did say, yeah.
Yeah, but most of them are starting off with the same thing, right? We don't know who, we won't say who, right? But then everyone seems to be running with that article and automatically assuming it's Bill Murray. But that's is it Seth Rogen as well in that?
Seth Rogen's in that too, yeah.
It might be Seth Rogen because he's
wokeified, but yeah, you got a point there.
Seth Rogen's already been accused of that shit, so
really.
Let's look at what was it? That last.
Well, Bill Murray, he walks his own path.
Pat Stevens got it. Here we go.
Like I was looking at it right here, and it's
embiggened.
I just embiggened. Do you want it bigger?
No, it's good. We're good.
What?
Something happened. It wasn't me.
What was that?
Boo this man.
Who this man? Following allegations of inappropriate behavior against Bill Murray, on the set of being moral, Searchlight picture is halted. So again, it's following allegations. Then why are they bringing up the other people?
Who? Where were these allegations from? I have yet to be able to find.
There's none.
A source.
Someone said something, Tom, and we have to take it as 100% fact.
See, this weird here is because they have something. They bring up Lucy Liu from Charlie's Angels, which I don't know
and
why
that's what basically this Today article does too. But this actually has a bunch of the tweets and stuff too.
You're right. We can get back to that other one. It's right here. This is the weirdest
Something about
thing.
read more on USA Today. Check that out at the end there.
I don't care.
I got that too. I'm doing it right now.
Here, go through this paywall and we'll actually tell you the correct story.
I'm not going anywhere close
their
to
website.
Murray has never publicly responded to Ziskin's account. Ben Dreyfuss, the son of actor Richard Dreyfuss, shared Masters' message with a series of his own tweets about Murray's alleged behavior on the set of the movie that his dad starred in as well. Not his dad, but he did. I'd love to hear what his dad's account of this was. But anyway, he is still alive. I'm sure we could ask him. Bill Murray had a meltdown during What About Bob because he wanted an extra day off, and Laura said no and ripped off her glasses off her face, and my dad complained about his behavior, and Bill Murray threw an ashtray at him, Dreyfuss wrote. Well, again, I would like to hear his version of it, not his son's, which is a, secondhand account.
Secondhand account. It's hearsay.
It's hearsay. Yeah. You can tell me that's hearsay.
He's not going to put his dad in a bad light in that story. Put it that way.
Of course, that too. And I've heard plenty of shit about Richard Dreyfuss. They tried canceling him last year, the year before. So his son should just stay the fuck out of this, as far as I'm concerned.
They tried doing it in the 80s. It didn't work.
Yeah, in another tweet, he added, everyone walked off production and flew back to L.A., and it only resumed after Disney hired some bodyguards to physically separate my dad and Bill Murray in between takes. That just sounds like two volatile people who couldn't get along.
Yeah.
Everyone walked off production. Yeah, that's what I just read. Sorry. In 1993, Murray told Entertainment Weekly, Richard Dreyfuss and I didn't get along in the movie particularly, but it worked for the movie. I mean, I drove him nuts, and he encouraged me to drive him nuts. See?
That was the same thing with Dreyfuss and John Goodman. Mm-hmm. They were at each other's throats in the entire thing, and it worked better on screen because they were antagonists with it. Like,
Well, and like I said, Dreyfus is also notorious, like Murray, being known difficult to work with, right?
No,
Like
it's certain personalities too. You had Chevy Chase and Bill Murray button heads back on Saturday Night Live. You know, when Chevy came back to host one time,
Yeah.
Bill and him got into it. So it's just personality.
Yeah, it's pretty much all of these articles are saying exactly the same thing. No one is saying who said what.
They're trying to pre-cancel Murray, is what it is.
That's what it is. They're trying to get rid of
Someone
Ghostbuster.
said something somewhere somehow, and we have to take it as fact.
Well, we know it's an intern who got the wrong coffee and took it to heart because my mom told me I made great coffee. Shut up, Kathy. Get back.
In another interview with Desert Interview back in 1991, he said, while Dreyfus was talking, I got real close to crowd him. I put my head on his shoulder, screamed into his ear, and all sorts of annoying things. He added some of that was even in the script. No, wait, none of that was in the script. I made it all up. In recent years, Lucy Liu has spoken out against her tense working relationship with Murray on the set of 2000's Charlie's Angels. In 2021, she opened up to the Los Angeles Times about standing up to the actor on the set of the movie after he began to hurl insults at her while filming a particular scene. Some of the language was inexcusable and unacceptable, and I was not going to just sit there and take it, she said. And so, yes, I stood up for myself, and I don't regret it, because no matter how low on the totem pole you may be or wherever you come from, there's no need to condescend or put another person down, and I would not stand down, or nor should I have. And as another person I've heard has been very
That kind of
difficult
seems
to
like a
work
lesson,
with.
though.
Yeah,
like
she's
he helped to stand up for herself.
We've heard on many occasions on a few different films that she's not very fun to
No,
work with.
she's notoriously very difficult to work with,
Right.
and not only that, she thinks very highly of herself. And I can imagine somebody like Bill Murray, who's been in this business for a couple of years, she probably acted a little high-toed to him, and he's like, "Go fuck yourself." And yet, after the incident on the set, when it was published in the press, Liu noted that it was twisted around to make her seem like the difficult one. Well, you are notoriously difficult as well. I'm not saying that Bill isn't either, but I didn't understand how it got flipped when I had nothing to do with instigating it or creating that platform confrontation or anxiety. She said, so even though it's been decades, it's something that obviously I remember very intimately and have not forgotten. Drew Barrymore corroborated the story in an episode of Drew Barrymore's show last year, discussing the incident during her Drew's News segment. I gotta say, Lucy is out there right now talking about her instance with Bill Murray, and I did this whole video and sent it to her back her up, and she was like, "Nah, I don't need it," Barrymore said before she was asked to share the backstory. Barrymore explained that comedians have a tendency to be a little dark sometimes, and said Murray came into the set in a bad mood on that particular day. And what you have to know is that how much Lucy stood up for herself, she said, and that was just a great thing to come out of an unfortunate circumstance. She literally said, "I do not accept that kind of behavior from you," and we all supported her and backed her up on it, and we moved forward. Barrymore said that there was some
that's a nothing burger, though. Like, that's the whole thing. She said, "I don't like the way," and then nothing was done of it.
Well, it gets
so quickly. I think what they're doing, it sounds like it's like when people go for back tweets and go, "Well, is this you?" And that's what they're trying to do this to go along with the insinuation that it must be Bill.
That's what I'm thinking too. Absolutely, 100%. She says, "I respected her then." Barrymore said that there were some general comments made toward the group, but then Murray zeroed in on Lou. "I respected her then, I respect her now." The actor said, "I'm proud of us as a team and a company that we didn't tiptoe on the eggshells. We dealt with it." That what?
I think I found the answer.
What?
I just had to go through Reddit. I'm bringing it up now. It's actually, I think it was one of the co-stars that actually made the complaint, Keck Palmer, because she's been blasting him on Instagram, and I just found the article.
That's the one I was talking about earlier, guys. That's the
what did she say?
Female actress.
Well, can I wait? We just need to hit the pause button real quick, everybody, because George has to step out for a moment. He may join us.
No, I'll be right back.
Later.
I just gotta check something.
Here, Tom, I'll link you to.
All right, you're very good, George.
All right, yeah, because I'm going to finish this first, and then we'll jump to that. Because
we'll jump back in there. We'll jump back
Don't
in
leave
there.
me.
Let me finish.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because this is almost done, and this actually has Murray's response to this. In 2009, Murray addressed the rumor of his storied fight with Lou during an interview with the Times of London, saying, "Look, I will dismiss you completely if you are unprofessional and working with me. When our relationship is professional and you're not getting that done, forget it." So here's the other thing. You go back to the story that Barrymore's saying is it sounded like he was going after all of them at first, and then Lou was the one that he zeroed in on. Well, let's not forget that Drew was one of the producers of that film. So we don't know what went down previous to that pissed him off about the movie. Like, I'm willing to hear what his side of that is completely, because Anyway, a lawyer for Murray has not yet commented on any of the resurfaced allegations.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Go ahead. You were going to say something, Grant. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Grant.
No, I'm saying if it's like, it must have been bad enough because he wasn't back for the sequel.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even that. I think they moved him off. 2 reasons. You know what, Tom? Talk about Bill and his whimsical approach to sequels.
Well, I don't know what went down with that, if they didn't ask him at all because of this incident on the first film, or they just couldn't negotiate it out. I don't remember at that time, but yeah, go ahead.
I think if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong about this, but I do remember something about it had directly to do with Lucy Liu coming back. It was kind of like me or him type of thing, and they wanted to keep the girls together, and Bill wasn't really that interested in it anyway. That's the way I remember it.
That sounds probably
He was only
right.
Charlie's to the Charlie's Angels. He wasn't that important.
But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Bill is not a very difficult individual. We have a video, one of our more popular videos is about some of his other incidences, that none of these that were mentioned actually, but other ones where he's been difficult to work with. But in all those incidences outside of 2 that I can think of offhand, they were all men, right? And the other 2 were he made Karen Allen and Carol Kane cry on the set of Scrooged.
Basically, man.
All right, I'm gonna run, and I'll see you in a minute.
Oh yeah, shit! I thought you left already, George. Sorry.
Bye.
But no, like fucking Harold Ramis and him got into it. Him and Richard Donner got into it. Almost everybody he's ever worked with in some form or fashion have gotten into it, except for him and Harold Ramis and a few other directors that I can, the handful. So like, he is notoriously difficult to work with. This could be them just trying to cancel him because he's an old white dude at the same time.
That is true. When was the allegations coming out? What day was it? Monday?
Let's see here. Well, let's read this. This looks like it was from 22nd.
This is from 6 days ago, and this is where the assumption is coming in that pretty much this rant right here. Yeah, this rant is towards Bill Murray, and that's why they're saying that they're blasting this one, because this is the only person from the set that said anything, so it kind of falls in line.
And none of the shit that she has written here sounds like he's being anything other than Bill Murray.
Yeah.
It looks like it's attacking her quote unquote professionalism, and that makes sense because Bill has done, 50 something movies at this point.
More than that, probably.
Yeah. And so he's not there to chit chat and hang out and do stupid shit with her. Maybe she's trying to do TikToks or whatever annoyed him at the time. He probably made a snide remark and it hurt her fifis, and she ran off to tell the execs and the producers.
I'm a strong black independent woman that owes money to someone else. Please just let me make my money.
And in Monkey Jeebus's part is true. That should be noted that I don't know what exactly went down between him and Carol, but she did bust his lips. So she might have hit him with the toaster too hard or some shit. And
Jane Curtin did some really horrendous shit on Saturday Night Live that never gets talked about. Maybe Tom and I'll dive into that at some point.
But I've never really, outside of him and Chevy getting into it on the set, like that's the thing is, and again, all this stuff I'm reading here, none of it's sexual, none of it's like, you know what? You don't like to be yelled at. Okay, fine. That's understandable, but that's not hitting somebody. That's not like hurting you in any way, unless they're slinging out slurs or something like that. That's a completely different story. I mean, if it's Mel Gibson out there, screaming at the top of his lungs, drunk like that was, that's a little different. But I mean, if you're just look, the price, basically the whole point I've been getting to this whole time is the price you pay for working with Bill Murray is you get to pay, you have to deal with Bill Murray, right? But you get Bill Murray in your movie. And almost anybody can do that. You can call him right now. He has an 800 number.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an agent anymore. He got rid of his agent years ago. He doesn't have a cell phone. But you call the number, you leave a message. If he's interested, he'll call you back.
You also got to take consideration the guy is old. He has been around the whole entertainment system for God knows how long, and he probably has his own type of principles. And Tommy probably right. If you're going around going, "Hey fam, Instagram and TikTok," rather than getting on set and doing your job, and someone actually criticizes you for that, that's on you for getting your ego hurt. Like Snow said, you're there to get paid, to act, to make a film, and then fuck off. If you're not doing sorry culture, you're not
I mean,
doing that.
he feels untouchable because look at how many people he's outlived, and Party just decided to say,
Well,
absolutely.
He outlived Betty White, man.
And Bill is actually royalty. I mean, I remember one of the first things I read after the notorious slap with Will Smith and Chris Rock was when Will Smith, after winning the award, went to an after party, and of course, one of the main names they brought up in the after party that he was there at was Bill Murray, and so you know that he rubs elbows with some highly elite people, and this will probably get swept under the rug once again, for Bill's sake. But it just goes to show
You think
the
so?
generations are clashing. I think so because with the Lucy Liu thing, if it's not sexual in context and it's just her feelings getting hurt, Bill has too much support and fans for them to
I
for
hope
him to
you're
get
right.
canceled.
No, I hope you're right.
Yeah.
But he makes a good point because the clash of generations is a big thing because it's a difference of principle. Like the way we're looking at the battle with masculinity, but just like even holding a door open for a woman, it's the same type of thing. Battle of generations and principles.
That's a microaggression.
Listen, you're microaggressing my microaggressing, okay?
Therefore,
Okay.
I'm correct.
But very quickly, I have to show you something, and this is from my friend, the Monkey Jeeves. He just wants us to know they're rebooting the Three Stooges. We have, of course, and VR. I wish I would have got this earlier when VR was here, but there you go.
That's Tom Conkle from that one episode we did that one
It
time.
is, yeah. Tom, and VR. You got, if you're not watching Midnight's Edge in the morning, I can't help you. It's one of the best shows on YouTube every day. Our good buddy.
Fine, I'll stay up in the middle of the night just to watch it. To still peace.
Goddamn right.
You should, and you should learn how to. You know what? You need to get on U.S. time, brother, because there's a lot of work you could get if you work.
You get on Eastern time, then, Culture, and we'll talk. All right, thank you.
Oh, dude, I'm already there. I get up at 4 a.m. every day. It's 7 a.m. Eastern time.
What time is it for you right now?
What now?
What time is it for you right now?
10:30.
It's 1:30 in the morning here.
1:30 in Eastern.
Dial it back.
You dial it forward.
Nah. My buddy Ord's board is dropping links like a madman. So check out all these amazing humans. I am so happy right now. 150 of you in the chat. Thank you all for being here. We're going to keep doing this every Sunday until I'm in the ground.
No, this seems like an orchestrated movement to cancel Bill Murray. So I hope you're right, Snow. But I mean, if this had happened a year or two ago, I'd be much more worried.
But this is the only interlinking thing, right? This is the only person who's in the actual movie who has made a rant, which is in the timeline of what's going on. And let's say this person falls under let's say he uses the by large mansion ego, where you're protected just because of things that's happened in the last 2 years, you're going to go along with that type of attitude no matter what as a protective barrier. It's the same thing if it's a pronoun or anything else. So that probably got to her because she was demanding respect.
My 11-year-old son can't name very many actors, but there's one he can name for sure every time is Bill Murray, and he loves that actor ever since he first saw Ghostbusters. So it just goes to show generations love Bill Murray as an actor. They love his characters, and I just don't see her having the prowess to try and cancel him unless it's something sexual, and it's not. It's a feeling hurt type of thing.
I mean, I agree with you, Snow. Like, I don't know who the fuck Keke Palmer is, and I'm hoping most of the world doesn't give a fuck. Yep. So, like, at this point, it's like I'm not gonna go see a movie with Keke Palmer's in it. But if you tell me Bill Murray's in that thing, the chances just went up astronomically.
Yep. Exactly.
I don't know who this person is, but look, if they have an issue with Bill, that's on them.
Seems like it. Well, it sounds like it to me.
They're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing. We're talking about a person that we've never heard of. So next time something comes up about a Keke Palms, we're going to go, I've heard that name before.
Oh, so I remember her now.
If it is her, she got the whole filming shut down because she had to make a complaint rather than suck it up and be an adult.
Well, what's the sad part of the reality is you're probably right, because in the past she would have been the one getting fired because she's being.
She's not getting fired now.
No, they can't fire her.
That's exactly
obviously.
right.
Yeah, the protective wall again.
Don't hate. I mean, she's playing the game. This is the game that they want to play. She's playing.
Oh, lovely Sherry says she's a Disney bot, so she's a Disney kid. No wonder she's protected.
Oh,
just like Ezra.
Better Sherlock
There's
Holmes.
the connection.
Yeah.
Where's it go? How does the song go? MICKYFO.
Yeah.
I wonder how she holds a chair, whether she can throw one far.
And you can look
she
up her
holds it in her
filmography.
forehead.
She's got some interesting movies that are. A lot of us have probably never seen them. Put it that way. They're very centered. They look like some Netflix special type of movies.
I want to say thank you because Mags just brought out an important topic. Some of us work to throw money at these wonderful YouTubers. Thank you, Mags. And it's true.
Cool,
And one day we hope to throw money at you, Mags.
She was amazing.
Whoa,
today.
culture. Whoa.
That's a bit.
Great job
Hey
today
now.
over on I saw her on the stream over there with Makani, and she did a great job.
Oh, dude, Mock was killing it today.
That's like old Salty Texas C said with your member chat. It's always good to have reach arounds and make sure you add some back kisses, folks.
Oh, it's true.
I
wish I could highlight member chats. Why is that still broken?
They still need to fix that. We need to start complaining, and at the end of these streams, when they ask us the little thumbs up, thumbs down thing, we need to do the thumbs down, give it a rating, and tell them what we're not liking. I mean, there's the things we need to say are the member chats, super stickers, stereo sound, shit like that. Get it done.
Speaking of which, let's hit a couple of supers because we have some. I need to get deleted scenes back in here. We'll get him back in here next week. But we have thank you, sorry, Grant, I took it right off the screen. Hunch the Dirty Roofer for $5 says, "Hey Tom, our Netflix main competition Siberia Prime and KGP Max." Oh my god!
No, we are having none of that. No, we just had the Netflix and we had the Disney Plus, and they took both of them away from us. But now instead of Disney Plus, we are having Putin Plus.
I was just saying that.
All Putin 24/7.
Putin. You know, it's a very catchy song.
I was literally about to say that, and he beat me too. I was like, Putin Plus. Nasty.
Oh, I have to tell you, I like your
theme song. Is if you're blue or red and you don't know where to go or you're dead, Putin on the Ritz.
Not Putin on the bed.
No, that's Amber Heard. I've heard.
So I hear that you're expanding your financial interests and your content.
Our Netflix library is about to grow. I've had lots of people come to me and say, "Look, I've got the VHS tape you can put with your collection," and some of them are pretty good. So hopefully soon we will have more collection. The problem is, it's a long walk from house to house to bring my tapes with me to take to people.
I did hear there is a lot of VHS tapes in a country that's very close nearby you, starting with you. I think it's called ukulele. Maybe you should try having a look there.
I think Putin is already on this. He's looking for all the videotapes he can find so we can be self-sufficient and not need any more Netflix at all.
Hey!
It's a yellow person.
Hey, it's Mike Rauch. I heard you guys were doing back kisses, so I came running. I was like, I want to see what these boys are doing over here.
I am thinking he is homosexual.
I got some back kisses for you right here.
My pronouns are fuck and you.
Mine are ST and F.
In fact, I am almost certain him being homosexual.
I like your accent. Call me.
Oh, I like your neck.
Oh no!
Your accent is making me very uncomfortable.
It's okay. I'll take you down to the Blue Oyster sometime. Introduce you to the fellas.
You want to get me a motorboat?
I'm more into the blue waffles.
I'm even more confused by Lady, who's sounding like man and looking like that man who just died recently, who was screeching sounding.
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh no.
That is nightmare fuel if I've ever seen one.
I've had worse flaps.
Don't worry.
I like your
come with a
show.
bike.
I like the show you got going here, Culture.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you showing up. But
You're looking very dapper tonight. Just wanted to let you know that.
well, thank you. This is my post workout, post shower attire. So yeah,
I can smell you over here.
that's good.
Delicious.
I mean, I normally don't have to say this, Culture, but try not to flirt so much with the puppet.
Okay.
No, it's okay. I kind of dig it.
I am curious. Why are you wearing cape and mask?
Oh, it's
because I'm super guy.
Oh.
That's why he's got a long neck.
You're homosexual.
And I do have a little bit of a condition. My jaw is kind of crooked. It's called the BJ curve.
You give rug burn.
I am not having so much problem with him being homosexual as much as him having how much him looking at me.
Both hands on the desk.
It must be my blue hair. I'm sorry. I change it every week,
I blame my crotch for a lot of things, including the 20 people who just left the stream. But mostly, I want to cover what.
Oh my goodness! Then I will leave now. Thank you very much. Enjoy Netflix today.
Yeah, I got to get going too. The boys are calling. We're gonna head down to Blue Oyster. But thanks for having me on, Culture.
You bet, Mike. Thanks.
I'll bring Snow Dub back. He'll help you end the show.
Thank you.
But I'll help end you after the show in the back room.
I have that taken care of, my friend. But deleted scenes for $5 says, I think the studio watched the dailies, saw Aziz Ansari can't direct fleas to a dog, and now they're using Bill Murray as a scapegoat. Hokey smoke! Wow.
That Super Chat had 2 different animals in it.
It did, and I agree. I think Aziz Ansari is not the saleable talent. Is that the right way to say that?
He's so easy to be Me Too'd, though.
You think?
It's already happened twice on bad dates, so.
Okay. Well, it is what it is. But thank you for that, deleted scenes. I honestly feel that. And TC Burton for $2 says, this is better than Netflix or Disney. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate
They're
you.
worth more too.
I tell you what, we have a lot of people that are appreciating all of us being here, and I appreciate all of you for being here. Getting back to the conversation at hand, I think Bill is not necessarily the issue here, but I guess we'll find out. And Salty Texas C. Dude, I love you. If you're not subscribed to this man who just busted 2K. Dude's setting records. I found this dude. I was like this guy's 13th subscriber. I mean, like way early on. For $1.99 says, here's some money for some back kisses. 100. And of course, Zan Zoltan for some Argentinian souls, I believe, for 20 of those says, this last money I promise to throw better next time. No, bro, you did great. You're a member of the channel. I appreciate you. Zan Zoltan has a channel him own self, so check that out. And thanks to all of you. We have a couple more supers I know back there in the world, and one of them is that one from Rave Girl for $4.99 saying Kiki. KK? Kiki? Somebody help me with that. Kiki. Okay. Has a history of acting like a diva and has been called out before for being a bit unstable and unprofessional. Really? Well, she has some issues. Well,
I guess that's a good thing then. She'll have a job at Warner Brothers.
Not soon.
There's always Disney.
Not for long, dude. They're in big trouble.com. I'm sorry. I really do feel like Disney's got more to deal with than anybody could possibly grasp. They're constantly under fire because of their internal politics. It's not even the outside stuff, right? We're being given a front row seat because of leaks to stuff that's happening inside. That's different. And it is really turning the perception of Disney as a company as being a family company. In my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but maybe I'm wrong.
Times are a-changing, my friend.
The magical world of indoctrination. That's pretty much what
Hey, did you guys ever play a video game?
Yeah.
Like, did you ever
Not once,
try?
not one time.
Like
All right.
recently?
Every day
Well,
on my channel?
well,
What?
that's true. That's
Like
true. Okay.
Donkey Kong?
Sure. Okay, but have you heard of a game called Sim City?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that game.
Are you sure?
I did.
It's kind of
Please don't tell
old.
me please don't tell me it's called now Sin Supremacy.
No. Do you remember, like, every once in a while you could, like, call down a disaster?
Tornadoes, hurricanes,
That's the
rainstorms,
best
earthquakes,
part.
volcanoes. Yeah.
You mean
Godzilla.
play God? Yes, I enjoy that.
Magitech. I thought you were going to bed, Mags. Anyway, no, this is amazing. You're going to love this. I am going to show you a video game come to life. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Waiting.
Mortal Kombat.
Dun,
No,
dun, dun,
dude.
dun, 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 dun.
God, I wish that were true.
Fight.
Nah,
Is it Street
no.
Fighter? Because we've already seen that in real life.
No.
Kind of.
Yeah, with
Here's a
Bam Bam.
building that you
Streets
could
of Rage.
No.
Bum
Here's
fights.
a building. But wait. Guys, come on. Here's a building you could totally destroy in Sim City. It's coming up. Here it is. County grants approval for
What the
Amazon's
fuck?
helix-shaped headquarter tower.
What the fuck is that eyesore?
Is that a
It
butt
looks like
plug?
it looks like a swirly, like a pile of poop.
It's an ice cream.
What the fuck?
An Amber Heard.
Who thought this was a good idea? Is this a real thing?
Is there
Yes.
architect for that? Yeah.
What?
County grants approval for Amazon's helix-shaped.
Oh, so it ain't built yet, right?
No.
Oh, because this thing's gonna completely collapse on there. I can see it already. They're saying
What's the building?
how many years do they propose this is gonna take to build?
I don't care.
Let's just cut to the fucking chase because it's gonna take 3 times that.
So Falls Church,
3
Virginia.
times.
I'm calling it already. 3 times the length of time they say it's gonna take to build it. 10 times the amount they say it's gonna take to build it, and no less than 5 people are gonna die building this thing. I'm calling it right now.
And then
It
nobody will
looks
go
like a
to it.
poo emoji.
That's what I said.
Yes, it
That's
does.
what we were saying right away. I think Grant said it right away. Yeah.
Mags beat it. Mags beat everybody. Oh, you guys are. I love everybody in this chat. I
5
love
people
it.
have died.
Bam, 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 bam.
Amber
Either
was
that or
the,
it's shaped in the most painful butt plug ever.
Grant,
Amber was the architect, actually.
Grant's 100% in charge of the chat at the moment because I'm going to read this story.
Now, does this mean they're actually going to have to start paying taxes in the U.S.?
Falls Church, Virginia. The Arlington County Board gave unanimous approval Saturday to Amazon's plans to build a unique helix-shaped tower as its centerpiece of its emerging second headquarters in Northern Virginia. Amazon announced plans in February 2021 for the eye-catching 350-foot tower to anchor the second phase of its redevelopment plans. The new office towers will support a second headquarters for Amazon that is expected to welcome more than 25,000 workers when it's complete. The Helix is one of several office towers granted approval, but the Helix stands out. The spiral design features a walkable ramp wrapping around the building with trees and greenery planted to resemble a mountain hike. Amazon has said the building is designed to help people connect with nature, and the outdoor mountain climb will be open to the public on weekends. Since then, the plans have gone through the famously thorough review process of Arlington County, including numerous...
I'm changing it. 7 people are going to die.
Probably. Public hearings. Earlier this month, the County Planning Commission voted 9-0 for the project. On Saturday, County Board voted 5-0 to approve the plans. They also include park space and will accommodate a community high school, along with ground level retail.
Oh my God! It's going to be just any more than a pot park where everyone's going to go get high and have sex. That's what's going to happen when it's open to the public. That's all.
There it is, kids. You saw it. I saw it.
That is just
there it is.
God awful.
Welcome to our shitty city
thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's Shitty Walk Tower right there.
Yeah,
his Shitty Walk. You know,
please.
You know what it reminds me of, Culture, is there's a building in Seattle called the EMP. It's the Experience Music Project, I believe. And what's inside of it's really cool. It's got, stuff for Kurt Cobain and Jimi Hendrix and all kinds of cool stuff like that. But from the outside, it looks like literally like Megatron came along and had some chewing gum made out of metal and spit it on the ground, and it was like one of the zebra striped fruity multicolored ones. So it's all these chunks of metal, different colors that are
this
welded
cannot
together.
stand. Megatron took a big shit in the middle of the city.
That's exactly what it looks like. It's hideous. It's absolutely hideous. But that's what these people are building these days.
Crime.
Oh, please be in the next Godzilla film and have one of them fall in it.
Yeah,
please.
Have it burst through his chest.
Oh no, I mean like a Seinfeld thing where he falls in the future silly Jerry. He just gets up and has to go to the proctologist.
Gets like an enema from it. Burst out his colon. Yeah.
Is he in the bathroom?
I want to see Gremlins take this fucker over.
Yeah. Oh, they can't, John. It's all see-through. The sunlight would kill him.
Damn it!
It's definitely King Kong's colon.
Jack Murphy Tower.
It's the KKCC.
Oh, we had a super chat. Let's go back up to that real quick. I want to nail it. I said the wrong thing. TZ Bird for $2 says should build the Turd Tower in San Francisco.
Oh, they get it built daily.
Indeed.
More like San Francisco.
Pouring liquor out.
There it is. I hashtagged it right there.
Did you just pour one out for your homies? Because that's what it sounded like.
It happens. It happens.
Someone's getting drunk. That's what I was thinking, Mag.
I want to nail it.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing, though. In construction,
badtiming.com. All right.
If there's construction, though, like one of those glass planes fall off, it's shattering every way down. Like, what are they going to do? Is this in a place where they get winter storms and build up? Because that's not going to be good either.
I mean,
maybe it's
transparent.
transparent.
Is there going to be huge fences around past those trees?
Tom, it's inclusive. Transparent.
It's transparent aluminum.
Yeah.
Like, is that a walkway? Like, that's a very, very steep walkway. If that's what it is around the outside.
That's what they said. It's supposed to be like climbing down a mountain.
Hold on. 7 people will die in construction. 50 skateboarders will die after construction.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about afterwards. That's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
There's going to be a spot on there where they have
people and a drunk security guard.
Within 2 years, they're going to have a chain link around where you can't go only so high because they're going to have so many jumpers.
I have to ask a question. How do you base jump from this?
Not from the top.
No.
You have that problem too, yeah. Like 12 people are going to die just trying to fucking parachute off this bitch.
This is Jackass. Welcome to Turd Tower. That's pretty much it. Right?
What happens if one of the trees catch on fire from someone throwing a cigarette butt at it?
Yeah, there's no. How much?
What if one of those fuckers gets struck by lightning and the whole thing goes up in flames?
It's gonna be shitty Turd Tower. Monkey James is like, I'll skate down it.
I know you would. That fucker gets one of those trees gets struck by lightning. It's all over, man. It's like
lockdowns will leave it empty, and most likely. Man,
make it
in Toronto back in the day. I gotta find this building, but like
you're right. Somebody's gonna set those fuckers on fire in no time, right?
You think that's stupid?
That's like an arsonist's dream, right there. I mean,
this was literally an addition to I think a Toronto art school because they got some artists to do it. I'm not joking. You can go downtown Toronto, you can see this ugly piece of crap.
It looks like it belongs in Future Town and Disneyland.
It looks like this is an actual building, okay? And this is on top of the art school in downtown Toronto.
What the fuck is that?
Don't ask me, but they some actual artist or some type of famous person designed this, and that's
Matchbox.
Yeah, I guess they're supposed to be pencils, I'm guessing, or pencil crayons coming out of the box. Yeah, that's an actual building. Yeah.
Oh, okay, pencil box. Oh.
That doesn't look like a fun place to work, but
It's
I
an
have
ugly ass eyesore.
I have one last thing I want to cover before we call it a night. We're not going just yet, folks. Don't bail out. This is going to be a good time. Tom, you get to read this one. We previewed this before the show started, and I thought it was extra ridiculous with cheese.
Oh, is it the
Yeah, we're probably going to talk about this on the morning show with Chris Gore. If you're talking about the...
I don't think you're going to talk about this with Chris Gore.
The Daily Mail story or the other one? Which one are we talking about?
No, this is about a phone.
Oh, that I don't know.
Oh, boy. Woman rescued after falling in toilet trying to get phone. This is amazing. So someone
she had shitty reception.
You know what? I'm going to ask this of our man Snowdub. Where the hell is this in Washington?
Quilcene? Oh, it must be a small town. It says Kitsap, so I'm guessing Kitsap County. So it's probably a small town, I would say, east of Seattle, up in the suburbs.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm leaving it to Grant to hit the chat, but we're going to read this. A woman who accidentally dropped her cell phone into the hole of an outhouse, kids, in a national forest fell while trying to retrieve it, had to be rescued by firefighters in Washington.
She fell in one of those big-ass fucking dumper potties?
Yes.
Oh,
anyway,
that's awesome.
Brennan Fire Department Chief Tim Manley, great name, bro, said the woman.
How long before people have to start going for cell phone addiction, man? This shit's
you got the Florida man. We have the Washington woman. So.
Oh my God, you guys are killing me.
I thought that she actually got her hand stuck in a toilet. I didn't realize she actually went diving into one of those fucking camper toilet things where you find them out in the middle of the woods where it's literally a fucking pit. That dumb. That is beyond. I wouldn't even see a crack fucking addict going after their shit.
Tom, she didn't get to finish her text.
Dude,
no. Oh, was she? I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna read.
I don't even think, like I just said, I don't even think a crack addict would go after their fucking shit. If that fell in there, they'd be like, "Well, fuck."
Heroin or meth is my guess.
You underestimate a lot of crack addicts, Tom.
Maybe.
In Seattle, you underestimate. Seattle.
I'm sorry. Once it's in there, it's gone. You guys don't realize that's not a flush system. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just a pile of fucking everybody's shit and piss.
Forever.
There's literally thousands.
So in other words, it's retrievable.
No, it's a living pile of pink eye, but we'll keep going.
It's even worse than that.
You forgot it's pink eye and corn.
There's thousands and thousands and thousands of RVs and trailer homes spread across Seattle and the metro area. So these people are literally living in shit houses on wheels. So they're used to it,
Okay. Well, Tim Manley, unfortunate name, said the woman who was at the top of the Mount Walker in the Olympic National Forest northwest of Seattle had been using her phone when it fell into the toilet on Tuesday, the Kitsap Sun reported.
Am I sick for saying it would have been funnier if she'd have drowned?
No.
Anyway. I mean, come on. I mean, let's be real. I mean, she's not too bright to begin with. But
that would be the smelliest open casket.
You guys are killing me. Okay, all right.
I'm not trying to be mean here, but I mean, what is that? That's nature selects,
Right.
But it gets worse.
It's definitely a new Darwin Award entry, that's for sure.
But wait. Manley said she disassembled the toilet seat and used dog leashes to try to get to the phone.
Fuck the phone! It's gone!
And eventually used the leashes to tie herself. She's spelunking at this point. As she reached for it. That effort failed and she fell into the toilet head first.
Like she was hiding from the Nazis in camp, man.
I would forever. I would still be throwing up.
Right? That'd be the only time I would think it'd be worthy of jumping in the shitter.
This is the best quote.
Maybe Shawshank Redemption, that's those types of things.
But they didn't work very well, and she went in, Manley said. The woman was alone and tried to get out for 10 to 15 minutes. Reunited with her phone, she called 911 from the toilet.
Yes.
She's lucky
At least
the
the phone
fucker
still worked. Yeah.
Hi, I've fallen in shit and I can't get up.
So bad.
Oh, man.
This is so very bad.
It sounds like an Indiana Jones spoof movie. The tunnel of shit.
The woman was alone and tried. I already covered that. Responding firefighters passed her blocks to stand on to reach a harness, which they used to pull her out of the vault.
She was in that motherfucker. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
She's swimming. She's hanging.
Swimming in that bitch. I can't believe this motherfucker. I can't believe I should have known this before. I thought this was going to be some story about some stupid bitch getting her hand stuck in the toilet. Not a fucking. Oh my God. I'm serious now.
No, she was trying out for The Descent Part 3.
Wow. This is a whole lot of stupid. I mean, I've heard some stupid fucking stories in my time, but this is a whole lot of fucking stupid.
No, see, Tom, I'm going the opposite. I'm actually proud of this woman's commitment.
How old is she?
She saw a job, it was terrible, and she went for it anyway.
Okay, we're gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it. The Brennan Fire Department said the woman said she was uninjured.
Brain fart department? What?
The Brennan Fire Department.
Oh, I thought you said brain fart department. I'm like, yeah, she's big in the brain fart department.
She was uninjured, everybody. She wasn't hurt. Did she find Nemo?
Oh, thank God.
No, but she found Mr. Hanky.
We're so relieved.
TC Burton for $2 says she's marked safe from the booth now.
Oh, she caught about. I don't want to know what other fucking diseases she fucking caught. I'm sorry, dude.
At least she found the phone.
Not to mention there was probably how many needles and shit. No, oh God, just
disgusting. Absolutely. And it's probably on a work site or something where the
it was on a trail. It said here.
But I don't think you understand. She was washed down and strongly encouraged to seek medical attention. Medical attention. Same thing. After being exposed to human race. But she only wanted to leave the department. She's
not the brightest bulb in the world. They should have shot her there on pure principle. just to put her out of her fucking misery.
You don't want an open flame around that much decaying
but
feces.
You want to make sure that nobody else gets hurt.
Somebody should have just dropped a match on accident.
It was like a mercy killing. I mean, fuck.
Right.
Actually, that would be the dark one. She falls in there. She falls in there, and then she reaches for a cigarette.
Like, oh, that smell. Here, let me grab a match to try to kill the smell of the sulfur.
Hey, we all have been there when we get a drop in reception, okay?
Boom.
Oh, pun intended?
No. I've been doing this for 40 years, and that was the first.
Man, I doubt it's going to be a last, unfortunately. That's the thing I want to know how old this individual is, because I have a feeling it's a younger individual. And that's the thing. These kids are so wrapped up in their fucking phones now. They can't disconnect for more than 5 seconds.
No, they can't.
I will literally bet big money that drugs are involved.
No, I mean, I try to keep my phone away from me as much as possible. I know it drives certain people in my life nuts. But I do it on purpose because I try to disconnect from that shit as much. I'm on the computer so much in a day too. It's just like when I get off these streams with you guys, 9 times out of 10, I'll usually just try to get away from this stuff more often than not anymore, because it's like I realize I'm just I find myself just checking Twitter and shit too much. It's like, no, I shouldn't be doing this stuff. Right. And this is an addictive thing. I can't imagine somebody who gets into the games and shit like my kid. Like I've never.
Well, this segment was sponsored by Amber Heard.
No shit, right?
The thing is with games is you can turn it down because eventually you'll get bored with it, or your controller gives up and stuff like that. But I get what you're saying. I always have my phone face down, vibrate on, no sound, so I'm disconnected when I go to sleep. But yeah, the computer thing is a hard thing to get off. There's always one more thing you can do. There's always one more thing to check.
Like seriously, my phone only goes off because I have it set up at night to only go off when it's people that I love. Trying to reach me. But man, people they have this weird thing. Dawn will get her clean. It says she's
Wow.
in her fuck.
You notice they didn't show a facial picture because they don't want anyone knowing
Yeah,
making out with a woman covered in shit.
I'm
I
so.
will
She already had a mud bath, so who knows?
Oh,
Yeah, she got a full facial. Yeah.
she's definitely a meth head. Meth head. I'm
She went
guys-
from frump to dump. That's what she
you
did.
guys in the chat are destroying me right now. Oh
Yes,
my god.
Tom. Yes, Tom. Yes.
I'm worried.
No, you're not.
Whew. Okay, we had an
Seattle.
amazing stream. We've gone 2.5 hours. Unless
Yeah,
anybody else,
Sadie's gonna like bite me if I don't let her out soon.
if anybody else here can't beat the story I just dropped,
No, I can't.
Oh,
And drop is an operative word there.
that's true.
Oh, and for anyone who's reading stupid crap, The Northman is not white supremacy. It is not toxic masculinity. It's a film. It's doing well, so they're trying to shit on it.
Well, that's what I thought the article we were bringing up, and we will talk about that tomorrow morning on Midnight Edge.
Indeed. I wasn't going to bring that up because I knew it was coming up tomorrow on Midnight's Edge in the morning. Guys, I had so much fun tonight. Grant's editing an amazing video that I did that he's going to have to do a lot of editing on because I made a lot of mistakes. He's going to have to clean up. But
There's 4 gigs worth of footage.
I'm sorry. Can't help you. I recorded it in 4K, bro. What do you want?
1080p.
To my nightmare. Whoa, whoa. At least you got footage on that one, man. You know what it's like to put together one of our videos, man. That's hell.
Okay. Here's the weirdest thing. I actually had to re-record like the end of it because it's like
I wish Andre would send me video, man.
Really?
Fuck yes, it'd make it so much easier. Do you realize how
It
like
would.
I said, Grant knows what I'm
Really?
talking about. It is meticulously long-winded shit that you got to sit there and like the one I did today. I was working on it for like 12 hours almost, man. It's crazy. Not quite 12 hours, but like close to it.
For those of you who are not subscribed, you randomly
She got a hell of a dirty Sanchez.
Yeah, she did. For those of you who are randomly
You got the whole enchilada.
Oh, I don't want to.
Without the fun part.
Oh no!
Yeah, there might have been a taco truck nearby.
She got a butt fuck burrito.
Right.
The
That's
opposite
the
of a
opposite of a
shit
shit
sandwich.
sandwich.
That's the opposite of a shit sandwich, in case you're wondering.
That's who uses those. Construction workers and homeless people.
Okay, so by the way, Midnight's Edge dropped an incredible video prior to us doing this stream. Go check it out if you're interested in the Northman.
Yeah, it's about the historical accuracy of the Northman.
By the way, it's somewhat historically accurate. We got some new T-shirts coming out in the next 2 weeks, including one I'm sharing with Lorena Creel, so do check that out. Gentlemen, anything you guys want to promote while we're ending the stream?
Good hygiene.
Good, yeah, good hygiene's important.
Good phone insurance plans in case you accidentally drop them in his shitter.
Yes!
That'd probably be a good idea. Definitely.
Shit.
And wear your scuba suit, kids, before you go.
Wait a minute.
No.
Hey, somebody share some of these weird things from Seattle, because damn.
Right?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We almost were done.
Whoa, what happened to Andy Dick? No, Nina just posted something. He has like a whole bloody lip and bruised
What?
up body. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
new for him.
He has an invite in here. Where's Nina right now?
This is 7 hours ago, but like I saw him. What was it, last week or week before? There's this dude that has this like van life, and it's all set up with cameras, and they go around. It's always 24-hour streaming. Andy Dick popped up in their van. And he's like, "You got any pot?" They're talking about breast milk. Meanwhile, they're playing his the N-word skit over and over live on YouTube, and he's just. People are super chatting. He goes, "You need to go home. You're embarrassing your kids." You can see this. It's all live. And they're like, "Oh my god, what happened to him?"
Whoa.
And he just looks messed up. But yeah, I'll bring the picture. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, anybody?
I've heard he's kind of on a fucking another one of his fucking streaks.
Yeah,
And-
drug binge and but
I got
that's-
no respect for that dude. He's from what I've heard a big piece.
That
of shit.
does not look good. The one on the right.
Well, I'm sure he pissed somebody off.
Yeah.
He
I
probably
think he's older in the one on the right. look at it.
Yeah, I think so too. But like, look at his bottom lip and face and shit.
He pissed off time at an accelerated rate.
No, he wasn't like that when I saw him on the show.
Did he say something about Jada Pinkett Smith?
Oh yeah,
No.
He's
No.
like, I have more hair than you. Shut up.
He was on a flight with Mike Tyson as well.
Oh.
Pissed him
Mike
off.
Tyson
They
did that?
call me meth mouth because I don't brush.
You guys didn't hear about that? Mike Tyson punched out.
Yeah, I heard about it.
It was the best thing ever. Okay, look, we got to end the stream. Promote something, you stupid.
All right, go
humans.
watch Mike Tyson Mysteries on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's super
And
good.
come on by my channel for Taco Tuesday. We're bringing it back this Tuesday. Mexican Iron Man might be around. You know, that crazy Mexican guy. So
Yeah,
tune in
well,
for that.
and you might end up with a cultural reference here or there.
Oh yeah. Culture does tend to stop by there once in a while. So yeah, check it out.
All right, look, you guys are just incredibly human beings. I actually have a new outro for this show. So I'm gonna count to 5 if you guys want to promote your shit. Do
5.
it now.
I have previously on Odyssey, I'm looking for panelists. Other than that, I'm on Twitch and YouTube, and that's about it.
All right, well then, Nina, why are you not in here?
And I sent the grumpy guy on the porch with the shotgun and rocking chair.
Yeah, I had to deal with these hooligans the whole time.
Nina, you would have been so much.
I lost
you
my
could have
phone in
helped.
the toilet.
You could have helped.
Yeah, Grant lost his phone in the toilet.
Nina, I tell you what, Nina, if you come in here now, we'll go another 20 minutes.
And the only female we had on tonight was Mike Roch.
That was not a female.
Oh,
are you assuming his gender?
you
no.
don't know that for sure.
Nina, you have like 30 seconds. I'm gonna count. 29.
Perfect. It's 25
I can
seconds
say
to
one
cuddle.
thing. Have you guys watched The Kingdom yet with the Saxons and the Danes on Netflix? Watch that. That's actually pretty good. Is Tom farting?
And tuck and roll.
That Tom is farting.
Nice. Good push.
13.
As long as I don't have to retrieve my phone afterwards.
That might have been I shit my pants.
9.
Right, look at
7.
You don't get in here right now. I'm going to mess up an outhouse.
5.
She says, I'm chilling. Good night.
Rejected. Just like that.
Yeah, we got shot down.
Hit the button. Hurry up. Come on.
All right. Bye, everybody. We love you very much. See ya.
Yeah.
See ya Sunday.
You can see.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
It's
So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things.
This has been live from the outhouse.
Cause I know you got me
Sponsored by Amber Heard.
And Netflix.
Amazon Prime.
And Buffalo Burrito.
Just to make a statement, I know there's no turning back.
This is really loud in my headphone set.
So mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back.
It is reminding me
I'll
of
do what it takes, I ain't making
This
mistakes like
outro was brought to you
that.
by Good Life Channel.
I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you gon' wish you would shut the fuck up real bad.
For you kids out there, that's a cassette tape that's playing in the
And now that
background.
I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'm a poker holder, you choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally